live? Are we live right now? Is this live? Is this going out on the interwebs? Welcome, everybody. Good morning. It's Friday. We're hitting you live from the main streets of Montreal. Remember, tonight, for all you patrons on the Patreon Discord, 9 p.m., it's movie night. Poseidon and I will be watching another classic movie film, and we'll be talking over it and ruining it. Isn't that the plan, Poseidon?
Absolutely.
Where do they go so they could sign up for that?
Patreon.com/Pantelis.
Patreon.com/Pantelis. What are you doing with your lives? Why aren't you subscribed to Patreon if you're not? We're giving away shirts, magnets, all kinds of goodies. Patreon.com/Pantelis. And now, speaking of podcasts, our guest, the man of the hour, the news flower, George Sadrizos, host of Just Us Dads. Welcome, G-Funk.
I'm the flower.
You're the flower of the hour.
How's it going, guys?
I'm good. I mean, we're enjoying our little morning here. It's I got some coffees here. We're having a good time. We're arguing.
I wish I could be there.
Yeah, you wish. Well, we're too many people, brothers. 5-6 people in the studio. We were arguing with our fixer. He's arguing with the lawyer. There's a lot of stuff happening here.
Just COVID-infested shit over there, man. Honestly.
I'm writing a movie.
You are?
Yeah, I can't talk about it too much right now, but there's some good stuff in the works.
Is it a serious movie or is it a comedy?
The fuck? Are you trying to say comedy is not a serious thing? Trying to say comedy isn't serious business? George, are you playing games with me right now?
Games.
George, what kind of news you bringing to the table?
All right, guys. Look, quick follow-up from a topic that we discussed on Wednesday regarding the comments made by the federal Liberal MP, Emmanuel Lambropoulos, who suggested that she had doubts about the decline of the French language in Montreal. She went as far as to even call it a myth during her presence on the Committee of Official Languages last Friday. So just to remind everyone, she was immediately criticized by pretty much every opposition party in Parliament. The whole week was a disaster for the Liberal government in Parliament. As we said on Wednesday, many of her Liberal colleagues were quoted as saying that they were disappointed and shocked. Some even went as far as to suggest that she be ejected from the Liberal caucus.
Stupid.
So yesterday in a session of the Official Languages Committee, she requested for some time to express herself, during which she said that, she loved the French language and that she believes much more work still needs to be done to make sure that we preserve and we promote it. Basically, she apologized, right, to anyone whom she may have hurt by her comments, and she offered her resignation from that committee.
Okay.
So there you have it. So she's stepping down from the committee. Actually, here's how it works normally with committees. You can't just quit from a committee. You need to be replaced by your party's whip. We'll have to see how
I love these terms, actually. Your party's whip.
Yeah, the whip.
They're all
the
a
whip,
bunch of
basically,
dominatrixes.
every party in the house has a whip, and that person is in charge of keeping quorum, making sure that everyone is where they have to be. It's like a whole strategic puzzle that kind of happens.
Things aren't working out. I'm getting the whip.
Exactly. I think that's why they call him the whip, because he carries the whip. He whips people around. So it's only the whip that is able to kind of replace you.
We'll see how that goes when everyone's included in politics. We'll see how that goes. We'll see how long that trend stays.
So, I mean, at the same time, it'll be interesting to see if this is enough to calm everyone down and get this whole, negative attention away from the Liberals. I kind of have doubts about that. I mean, we've seen in the past that whenever an issue arises around the French language, it doesn't really get swept away that easily. So, especially since this whole issue broke out, some other gems have been unearthed. Yeah, for example, Sophie Durocher, who's a Quebec journalist here. She works for Quebecor Media. She dug up some harsh tweets coming from Chelsea Craig. Chelsea Craig is basically the Liberal Party president for Quebec, for the region of Quebec.
I never heard of Chelsea Craig.
Yeah, she's at the party level. She's high up at the party level, but specifically just for Quebec. Basically, there was a couple tweets some months ago describing Quebec's Bill 101 as oppressive, right? So she thinks that Quebecers are oppressed under Bill 101, which is a horrible thing to say. Last year,
true, George?
It's not true.
Okay, there you go. Then that's why.
So late last year, she also tweeted about Quebec's idea of interculturalism. That it's the worst enemy of Canada's idea of multiculturalism, and that it's the worst threat to minority rights in Canada. Like some really, really heavy things, right? In another recent tweet, for example, she was referring to a study made showing businesses were flourishing much more in Toronto than they were in Montreal, and she wrote that that was just Bill 101 in effect.
I think it's more than that. I mean, it doesn't help, but it's more than that, I think.
No, I mean, you can't say these things, especially if you're representing a party.
Okay, but my question to you is, you're saying you can't say these things. I'm saying, are they true? Because there's stuff that you can't say, but like, oh, you shouldn't say it, but it's true. You know what I mean?
Look, respect to the businesses.
Dick Cheney was behind 9/11. You're not supposed to say it, but it's fucking true.
Not really, but anyway.
It's 100% true, George. Do the math. Come on.
When we're looking at the whole business thing between Quebec and Toronto, if we were back in the 80s, during the first referendum, or in the early, 95 in the second referendum, I would understand, because it has been documented that during those two periods, there was this massive migration from Montreal to Toronto. All these businesses left. They really didn't want to be involved in this whole, linguistic battle and the whole political environment. But we're talking about 25 years later. I mean, you know what I mean? The point now, the reason why businesses are going to Toronto is because it's pretty much well established, the fact that Toronto is the business center of Canada.
They have the Raptors, George, the Raptors.
Yeah, the Raptors play a big role in that as well. But I'm not so sure the whole language thing has anything to do anymore. Maybe, but not as much as it did back in the 80s and early 90s.
Well, I'll correct you. I'm going to jump in here, and I'm going to play devil's advocate. What's the lady's name? Casey? What's her name? Chelsea? I'm going to play Chelsea's advocate. Chelsea advocate over here, and say that the language does play a role, though. We've known this with big brand name stores that refuse to open here, right? Because they get approached with all this complication. You got to change your name. You know, Papa John, you can't be called Papa John in Montreal. You could be called Papa John in Laval, but in Montreal, you got to be, I don't know, fucking Le Père Jean or whatever the fuck. And he's like, all right, you know what? Forget this.
You can keep Papa John. The only thing is that you need to put.
No, I'm just saying we've been through this before. It's been the news before where they approach them, and unless you have like a big lawyer and it's these big brand names, the rest they have to change their name and shit. And they're like, you know what? It's not fucking worth it. And then we don't get it, George. All right?
Yeah.
I just found a solution to this. You just put Le in front of every store.
Put Le in front of it. Le Chipotle.
Le Best Buy.
But that's what happens.
But even that sounds so stupid. It makes us here in Quebec look like retards.
But it's fucking hilarious.
It's funny, but I don't like how it makes us look. It makes us look stupid.
The point in the signage and in the language is that you can keep the name that you want. You just need to have something explaining what that is in French. So if you have Papa John's, for example, you can write
pizzeria,
restaurant, Papa John. You know what I mean? Yeah. You can have Papa John. So
I feel like that's a good. Compromise.
Yeah, so that's what happens
I'll allow
now.
it.
Look, I understand. Maybe you're right, but I don't think it's to the extent it used to be in the 80s or 90s. That whole language thing affecting business.
It's not. It only comes back every couple of years, and it makes us look stupid. Because remember, like Pastagate.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Like that kind of stuff, George, is unacceptable because it makes us all look dumb.
Stupid. Yeah, absolutely.
Pasta.
Absolutely.
What does this mean? Come on, man.
Like if you were a big business that you wanted to come into Canada, chances are that you're going to be looking at Toronto before anything else, because that's where everything is. I mean,
you're talking about the Raptors again.
Yeah, everything. It's just the Raptors. They're attracting everything.
But you know what? The Raptors bring in money, man, because people want to go to Toronto. They want to watch these basketball games. They want to go to the games, and then all these high-profile, highfalutin people pay for season tickets, and then season tickets become astronomical, and then the real fans can't afford to get season tickets at any good location in the goddamn arena. What's going on?
Any sporting team is going to bring business. I mean, and we saw that when they brought the Alouettes downtown. Remember when they brought back the Alouettes and they put them at the Olympic Stadium? It was going to flop again a second time.
Let's talk about real sports organizations around the CFL. Come on.
Yeah, but can you imagine? The Bell Center being outside the center, it would make no sense.
Yeah, that would be stupid.
I think even baseball could work in Montreal if you were to put them in the middle. Like in downtown, where people finish work and they just go straight to the stadium.
A lot of people like baseball here. Yeah, you're right.
Baseball was huge over here. I mean, I don't know why it stopped. I don't know if there was anything financial or other that happened back in the day, but I'm convinced that it could work. As long as it's downtown, I think anything can work. Maybe not now because downtown is dead.
Yeah, I was about to
but,
say a lot of things can't work downtown right now.
so whatever.
Inclusive
but-
roads.
So that we don't mulch over the same shit, George. Emmanuel Lambropoulos. So she's not trying to resign from her actual post, just part of this committee, right? Okay, good, because I don't like the idea of them firing someone who already apologized. Like, what else is she gonna do? She doesn't have a time machine.
They're not gonna kick her out of the caucus. I think it's way too severe for someone to be kicked out of the caucus for this, especially since she, like you said, apologized and she stepped down.
Also, her boss did blackface numerous times, and he's still in charge. So I don't think they could get rid of her.
How does this guy discipline his MPs? That's what I want to know. Like,
In
how do you have
full
the
blackface.
credibility?
That's how he disciplines them.
This is
Yeah?
for
Like
all
it-
the
Go ahead.
for all the crimes.
Yeah.
This is revenge.
This goes crazy like a fucking weirdo.
So, but look, from the different articles that I'm reading, it's not only this. It appears that she
She was sending fire to minority homes.
No, there seems to be other issues with her and other colleagues and her colleagues up on the Hill. I mean, this is one thing that kind of exploded. So like it's like the cat's out of the bag, whatever the expression is.
Yeah.
But from the articles that I'm reading, like if you read between the lines, it appears as though her colleagues up in Ottawa were like, "Fuck, man, yeah, it's about time. Let's drill her now that it's out. Yeah, it's about time that this girl gets a lesson." You know what I mean? So there's something behind. There's something there. Suggesting that maybe
Wait, her colleagues use the words "about time this girl gets a lesson."
no, but
A
when
bunch
you
of
have
assholes.
all these people from the Liberal caucus coming out and saying it's unacceptable, I can't believe she said that, la la la. It's always the same with her. The French newspaper is like, c'est pas sa première bourde, like it's not her first mistake. So you know what I mean. So when you read shit like that, you're wondering, I don't think anyone threw her under the bus because this is. Everything is of her own doing, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
but she
she's the
doesn't.
one
You
that-
guys are making it seem like she went and stabbed a baby.
No, I'm
No,
gonna tell
exactly.
you
No,
exactly.
she did this on her own. But what I'm saying is that now that it's out in the open, all these articles that are coming out and they're suggesting different things. I'm reading this as though within her own caucus, I'm not sure if she has too many friends. You know what I mean?
Well, then I'm gonna say something now. This is to the liberal caucus. This is going out to them. Why are you guys so hateful and spiteful towards a young woman in politics? Why are you so intimidated? Why are you so against women in politics? You guys got to check yourselves before you rickety wreck yourselves.
Because look, last Wednesday when we spoke about this, there were people close to the Liberal Party that were even suggesting that she got kicked out of the caucus. Like
That is
they're-
absurd.
Of course, it's absurd. But listen, that's what I'm saying. Now that it's in the open, they're looking for every opportunity to kind of really throw her under the bus. So that usually suggests that relationships may be, not so healthy, up on the Hill. So who knows, man? Honestly, I think it's look, like we said on Wednesday. I know this girl personally. I think she made a mistake. It's sad to see this happening because
This
when
is
you
so
get-
blown out of proportion. Like
Yeah,
as a comedian,
and-
I see this all the time with comics. So with politicians, it's pretty interesting to watch too. But this cancel culture nonsense of someone said the wrong thing and everyone jumps on them and tries to stretch it out as some kind of a grandiose statement for terror. Calm the fuck down. Calm the fuck down. And also, she did what you wanted. She backtracked it. You know what? Actually, I got to examine my facts. I was wrong. She didn't double down. She's like, fuck you guys. I'm right. She did. She gave the apology. And then what more do you want?
Yeah. It's just because I know how that environment works. I kind of feel bad for her because there's so much negative visibility right now for her at an early stage in her political career. I just hope that she quickly gets over this because these things happen, and you'll see by next week nobody will even be talking
Exactly.
about it.
She needs to just have. You think she has thick skin?
I don't know. I don't know if she had the time in her short time to develop that thick skin that you need in politics.
Throw
who
a
knows?
text her way after the show. Tell her to call us over here. We'll
I
motivate
saw
her.
the clip where she was kind of apologizing and she was announcing that she was stepping down. Her voice was a little shaky. I don't know if she was trying to hold back tears. I mean,
No. Tell her we gotta talk to her. We'll motivate her. We'll get her. We'll get her pulling the finger in no time.
So that's it. I mean, look, who knows? Who knows what will happen? I'm interested to see how they're gonna, how she and the other one, Chelsea Craig, are going to evolve in the next coming weeks.
I don't like
and
Chelsea Craig. She sounds like an evil woman hating dude.
it's crazy because you see the journalists, man, they're fucking sharp with these things. And the minute that you tweet, they take a
Screenshot.
a screenshot. So she put out that tweet, that the Bill 101 is oppressive and blah, blah, blah. Quebecers are oppressed. And
Oh wait, that's what the Chelsea chick said.
yeah.
Oh, I thought she was the one hating on Labropoulos. Oh no, then I take back what I said. She's not
No.
a woman hater.
She's the one that had all these tweets come out. And so the media, when they brought this up this week, automatically this is the frustrating thing. She deleted the tweet and replaced it with Bill 101 is a great bill. The French language is a great language. It's like the complete opposite.
That's funny.
Exactly. So journalists are all fucked up because they're like, listen, it's A or B. It can't be both. Like, choose. Which camp are you in? Are you hating the French language or are you liking the French language, right? So
Can you like the French language and hate the French journalists? That's my position. I love the French language.
I just found it funny. And these guys, they get to work really quick, man. They pick up on this shit and they have like teams of researchers that are going to go through that Twitter feed in half an hour. You know what I mean? They're going to devour it.
They have to become more like me, man. They have to be more like, because the journalists are prepared for someone that they'll attack and the person's going to be like, I'm sorry. But they're not prepared for someone who will take their tweet that attacks them and then write, LOL, go fuck yourself. They're not ready for this stuff. You guys have to join my party.
Yes.
Yeah.
The go fuck yourself party.
Yeah.
But man, this reminds me of the jobs I used to have. People, because I would take a smoke break, right?
Yeah.
And people would learn my fucking
Pattern
for smoking. I always had to smoke after taking a shit. You know what I mean? And so people would learn, bro.
What does this have to do with anything? I feel like this is the wrong show for
no,
this.
but what I mean is, this is how much they hated me. They would narc on me for everything.
You weren't allowed to poop at work?
So if I poop twice in the same day, people complained.
Well, you know what the problem was?
Coworkers.
You should have pooped in the bathroom. Nobody would complain.
No, but bro, you don't understand how much I used to. Fuck, this reminds me so much of fucking old jobs, bro. The corporate cocksuckery.
Yeah, that's what I've been calling it. It's
he was playing musical chairs. He would shit on his chair and then
yeah. Twice, but when I shit on someone else's, they get mad, bro. They narc on me. Bunch of narcs. But George, you know what's funny is he had to deal with all that stuff for years. I've been in the corporate world too. I've seen how annoying it is. You now being outside of everything and being your own boss, you see the difference in how happy it makes you. Yeah. You don't have to deal with nonsense.
Well, there's stuff that we can't mention on air, but there's always this opportunity to come back, and it kind of fucks you up because you've been conditioned to work in that lifestyle, to that crazy pace where you're putting in 60, 70, 80 hours a week for a salary that you can make working much less, right?
Yeah.
But you kind of feed off that, right? So that's what's unique about politics. And the people that do this job, obviously they like it. I mean, they wouldn't be doing it. Trust me, nobody would do politics within past a month if you didn't appreciate all that.
If they paid me well enough, I think I would, because I'm telling you, I would not care. I would put my feet up and have them yell at me and laugh and tweet.
Yeah. It's a unique world to be in, that's for sure. But
Shut up,
and it's hard to
stupid.
come out of it too.
Wouldn't that be amazing though? Let's be honest. For one term, just to show how dumb everything is, we need me to run in politics. Just so while everyone's yelling and they're like, yeah, put your feet down, put your feet down. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, stupid. Like, we need that. We need a bit of that. Just to ground us.
Yeah.
That's funny. All right, guys.
Why is that guy wearing a white wig? What's going on here? What is George Washington leading the proceedings? Get the fuck out of here, bro. Get dressed like an adult.
Oh, man.
We need that.
Yeah.
We don't need that?
I think we do. Yeah.
Also, another movement.
Comedy, a little humor.
Also, another movement I want to start. Judges here, which is bad because I'm going to court soon. I shouldn't make fun of them, but this is the truth. Can we upgrade the wardrobe? You know what happens when I see these judges walk in, bro, with their long dresses and the white hair? I'm like, you're a fucking mental patient. What are you doing?
Yeah,
what are you doing?
I don't think they have white hair, but they do have that gown. And even lawyers are supposed to wear it.
Yeah, they wear the gown, the lawyers too. It's like, what are we doing? Why are we playing these games? You're an adult. Dress like a goddamn respectable adult in the 21st century, and let's get these proceedings started. It's not a play, bro.
It's not. They're keeping old traditions from British.
In old traditions from British, most of these ladies would not be allowed to be judges or vote. So why are we picking and choosing? Just get rid of it.
You make a fucking excellent point.
You're goddamn right to make an excellent point. I'm not the leader that we need, or the leader that should be the leader, but I am the leader we deserve.
All right, let's move over to Quebec. Yesterday, Premier François Legault, in his daily announcement, he outlined what he called a moral contract for the new COVID restrictions during the holidays. So we have now instructions on what to do during the holidays, guys. Basically,
Go fuck ourselves.
all businesses are remaining closed until yeah, all businesses that are actually closed now will remain closed until the 11th of January. Gatherings will be allowed for Christmas, but not for the New Year's.
What a weird rule. So this is basically what he said. He goes, guys, new contract for the holidays. En français. Fuck toi, fuck toi, fuck toi, fuck... Toi t'es cool. Fuck toi. That's exactly what just happened.
So basically, look, the gatherings that will be allowed for Christmas is only during a period of 4 days, going from the December 24th to 27th.
Okay.
And it'll only be limited to 10 people. And in addition to that, they suggest a self-isolation period of 1 week before and after. So if you're planning on having any sort of Christmas gathering, let's say the Christmas gathering is on the 25th, you need to be self-isolating a week before the 25th, and then you have to self-isolate a week after. It's a suggestion, right? That's why he's calling it a moral contract. Like, you know, if you can find it in yourselves to self-isolate before and after, everything's going to be fine. So basically, it means that no New Year's parties are allowed. Everything is forbidden. As for the schools, he did mention something about the schools, and you know, because we spoke about it last episode as well. They will all close on December 17th. The elementary schools will reopen after the holidays as scheduled, but high schools will open later on. So they will open on the 11th of January. So they're extending that a little bit.
The places that caused this mess are gonna reopen.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, so look, I honestly at this point, I really sympathize with all these businesses that have suffered so much already. And you know, they were somehow hoping, like they had this little window of hope that they could make some of it back during the Christmas holidays. Unfortunately, it won't happen for them.
George, I lost all my monies. All of my monies have been lost. And to top it off, you see that little retarded boy that I take care of over there? This close to eating out of the trash. This close to eating out of the trash. All right? Yeah. It's not good. It's not good. This son of a bitch. But it's not Legault's fault. It's the whole world. Even if he decides to open up, I can't tour anywhere else. Everywhere else is closed. Yeah. So it's this whole...
The problem is that it's not uniform anywhere. I mean, everyone is just coming up with their own policies. Everyone has a different approach. Like, there's different things happening in Quebec, different things happening in Ontario or across Canada. You look at the States, it's a complete other different mess. Yeah. Like, there's not one uniform kind of way of going about this. Everyone is just doing whatever they think is right and whatever their health directors are telling them to do.
I heard a rumor, but I don't know if it's propaganda. I heard China's living it up.
They're partying like crazy. You guys want to celebrate New Year's? Go to China.
Okay, so what the fuck's going on? I don't understand. They're partying like crazy. Weren't they super hardcore? They were murdering people in the streets if they had COVID, and now they're not scared. What's going on? What do we not know? What are we not being told?
Someone put up a clip, I think yesterday, before yesterday, about when COVID first broke out in India, where they would, like, authorities would stop in the street people that didn't have a mask on. They would throw them in an ambulance and telling them that the person inside had COVID. So they had this guy acting like he was coughing, and so they're filming this, and these are real clips. So they're dragging these guys. They're like, no, I don't want to. They're fucking beating them. The doors of the ambulance are open. They're trying to shove them in there.
Oh my! India's living in 3022, bro. That's the future. That's amazing.
I just found it funny. Like, the way that you're going to make everyone wear a mask is to threaten them. If you don't wear one, I'm going to put you in that ambulance with a fucking COVID-infested patient.
Can I say something?
Thinks of these things.
That's better than the Chinese method of, you're dead. Way better. You get a second chance in India.
Oh, God. So I just found it funny. So in general, look, I mean, this is what's frustrating. You know, I mean, and we all know restaurateurs. We all know businessmen that, you know, they've suffered from this, and I personally thought that during the holidays things were, I don't know, maybe they were going to be a bit more flexible. You know, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, give these fucking people a break, man. How long are restaurants going to remain open? You know, or clubs or whatever. You know, gyms. You know, and especially when the science is like, we don't have like factual, you know, numbers like to suggest that if you go to a gym, you get 95% chance of getting it, so they will remain closed. You know, if you go to a restaurant, 100% chance that you're going to get COVID, you have to remain closed. Like, that doesn't exist. It's all assumptions, right?
It's all arbitrary shit.
Except for gyms. I know that gyms, there were some numbers that came out of Ontario, for example, and I know that that maybe kind of makes sense.
But those are Ontario gyms, bro. Those people.
Yeah, we don't sweat the same way
We
here.
don't sweat the same way. here.
But I was thinking the other day. The other day I saw a charge on my account
For the gym.
for the gym membership.
I'm going to lose my shit with the gym.
Hold on. I thought about this. Initially, I got super angry. I was like, these motherfuckers. But then I thought about it. Everything else is allowed to stay open. Restaurants, takeout, this, that, except for, bars you can't go in.
Yeah.
Malls, stores, everything
Okay,
is
yeah,
basically
go on.
open, right?
Yeah.
They get a shot. I was thinking, if I want the gym to still be there after all this shit, I was thinking, you know what? I'm going to support.
I understand what you're saying, but the gym, it's shitty that they're charging people because they're not providing a service, right?
Yes.
Like I
understand.
didn't like we had to refund everybody. Like I
Yeah.
wasn't like, oh shit, my ticket sales. Fuck it, you already bought the ticket. I even paid money. Remember when
Yeah,
they
I
didn't want to
remember
give the
this.
full
I
refund?
remember
I
this.
paid money so that they could get the full refund. So I find the gym what they're doing is unacceptable, to be honest. I understand that they're going through tough times. We all are, but you don't take advantage of someone.
I'm thinking this way because they were forced to close.
So was I. I was forced to stop the whole tour. I paid everyone back. And then some I had to pay out of my pocket because they were trying to fucking steal from me. Remember Eventbrite when they fucked me?
Yeah, I remember.
Because I didn't feel right taking people's money if I'm not going to be there. Dude, even the Italians here, when they said they closed, the government wouldn't let them open,
Yeah.
right? Even the deposit, I had put $800 in the beginning.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, we kept some of that. You're getting $300 back.
And they fucked you over.
Yeah, everybody. It was out of my pocket to pay back most of the shit.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So no, I see what you're saying, and I would be cool with it too. But no, how everybody pays but them? Fuck off.
Yeah,
But
so
I'm
you know what I'm
wondering-
gonna call? I'm
wondering-
gonna call my
Hey,
gym then.
Go ahead, Poseidon, go ahead.
I'm gonna call my gym now.
Yeah.
You changed my mind.
Yeah, of course I changed your mind, bro. Like I could have been a dick too. Been like, oh well, it wasn't my choice. I'm gonna keep the money. I paid out of my. I paid extra because people kept fucking doing that stupid fees shit. These companies kept trying to fuck us over.
Yeah.
So no.
But I'm wondering if there's any gyms that have taken the opportunity to kind of innovate, right, and have just online stuff, like have
A lot, yeah. We have our boy Vag. He's doing his the studio Montreal
Yeah,
stuff. They go
yeah.
online and they shake their stuff.
Yeah, I mean, look, you got to find ways of doing this, right? I mean, okay, you don't get your clients to the gym, but tell them, look, you're paying your membership, so here's a link that you can use. You can train every day, maybe make videos beforehand or have.
But
them
nobody
live.
like look. If I pay for the gym, to be honest, and I pay 3 gym memberships for 3 different fucking people, so I get charged 3 times from that gym. Poseidon. That's why I'm pissed. It's to use the facilities. It's to use the weights. It's not to have someone tell me sweating makes you lose weight. Yeah, we know this, Bob. All right, just shut the fuck up and let me use the goddamn weights. You know, that's
I know, but at the same time, like we're living in exceptional times, and the gyms can say, "Listen, we know that you can't be in the gym, but we
Yeah.
want to honor the money
some
that
do.
you're giving us."
Some do.
Here's, what we're proposing. I mean, come up with an alternative solution. Fuck, I don't know.
Some do, but the right thing to do is, yeah, okay, I know that we're not going to open, so I'm not going to charge you for the month that you're not going to be there. I don't like this sneaky shit of we'll charge except for the people that bitch at us to refund them. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Then you want the person when everything gets back to normal to come to your gym. Why would they come to your gym? You just try to fuck them.
No.
Like what Fit for Life did. They took
my
everyone's money. They were selling lifetime memberships, this and that. A month later, they shut everything down, closed their doors, took everyone's money. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, that's different though. They were actively
That guy's a cocksucker. Those guys, the owners,
yeah.
big cocksuckers. Yeah.
big time. But
So I don't like that.
I don't know, man. But I find it weird that only certain. Don't you find it weird that nothing else is closed? Think about it.
That's what he was saying before. And also, statistically, it doesn't, there's not enough evidence to close one over the other right now. The only thing that there's evidence to close would be schools, but that's what they keep open.
Exactly.
No, but gyms too, guys. We spoke.
No,
about this
gyms too. I
episode.
agree with you. You're sweating and stuff, but it's not gyms are dangerous. Now it's everything. Everything's closed. They're just part of the everything.
No, I understand. But and you can't even limit. Like, see, restaurants for me doesn't make sense because restaurants already they took measures to distance their tables.
Yeah.
They put the fucking plexiglasses. You can't go in. Like, you can't have a group of 10 eating at the restaurant. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you have to be in the same family. So everything was well controlled. And it's not like you're running around fucking lifting weights, touching the other person's sweat or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That I don't understand. I just don't get the restaurants. The gyms I get. The gyms, I mean, you're doing your push-ups or whatever, your chest exercise, then you're gonna go to the barbell, you're gonna go to the dumbbell, you're gonna move around. People fight like that. I get it. Yeah, I wouldn't feel comfortable going
But
to the gym.
hold on. Move around and what? People are moving around now anyways. There's malls that are fucking packed.
Yeah, he does have a point about the malls, and the malls are
like-
packed.
Yeah, but dude, you're not
They're-
fucking licking the floor where the person is walking. You're
Who
not
does that in
touching
the gym?
walls, not
Who's
the-
licking the floor
Who's
at the
licking
gym?
the floor at the gym, bro?
Oh,
They're
man,
touching
but no,
everything.
it's an exaggeration. But you're grabbing the equipment. You're using.
It is a
the
bit
stuff
more.
that-
It is a bit more.
No, and they had the rule where you had to disinfect after you use every piece of equipment. You had to
Yeah, but
disinfect it.
how are you so sure that it's done, man? You know what I mean? Like,
Because they would they had staff going around.
But no, but even George, you're right. It is a Poseidon. It is a big difference. The
it's
gym.
a huge difference. And then you're
It's a
gonna go to
huge
the
difference.
showers. You're gonna change. There's another 10 guys in there, fucking sweating and grabbing their balls. I don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Let me ask you, what kind of gym you go to? You?
I work out at
Everyone's
home, so-
masturbating in the shower. They're taking videos of each other. Sir, that's not a gym.
Yeah, so I mean, it's different, man. Like you go to the mall, you're careful. You're gonna put your hands in your pockets. You have your mask. You see someone, you're gonna move away. Like you have that.
I've been to the mall a few times. Nobody has been careful.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him this one because I didn't believe him either, and then I went with him to Rockland because he wanted to prove to me what's happening. Dude, worse than it was before COVID. A goddamn zoo.
Yeah.
Especially now with the holidays, man. Imagine how psychotic it's. Like I wonder if they're gonna control the volumes of people going in. Like what's gonna happen now?
And I was at Winners yesterday, and people they have half their mask down.
I've seen a lot of the half mask
bro,
down. The upper lip is coming out.
People, I'm telling you, they don't
They're
care
covered in
anymore.
Yeah, people don't care anymore, dude. People are like they're willing to take the risk.
You know what I mean? So they're touching everything. They're not being careful.
Like some people, I'm sure, are saying actively while they run out, they're like, "Fuck my grandparents." Like I'm. They're tired.
No, but think about it. They're saying this thing is so deadly, so deadly. Think of the regular person, right? The average everyday Joe. This is deadly. This is deadly. It's super deadly. And for months you're doing everything, you know. And then you slack off a bit, and then you're like, because you get tired of it. And then you see nobody's getting sick in the family. Everyone's kind of safe. Somebody caught a bit of a cold, but then they come back. Like you're not gonna take it as seriously.
No, I'm with you. I get that. Like, and people's minds are changing, but it's not about me or you. We've already been through this, right, George?
Yeah, no, I'm not saying it's
It's
about.
not
me.
about us. You could get it. I can get it. It's about the people that if they get it, which there's like 1% of them, but you'll fuck these people up. That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
But I agree that maybe the plan should have been shifted. We take care of those people, isolate them, or isolate. You know what's fucking crazy about quarantine that I realized? Quarantine used to be about isolating the sick people from the healthy, but somehow this year quarantine became isolate the healthy and stop their movement. Isn't that fucking weird?
Oh, yeah, because you don't know if you have it. That's the tricky part. It's not like, okay, we got a group of people that are sick, keep them aside.
Yeah.
We don't know who is sick.
So why not do
stop moving around?
What
you
about
know?
rapid testing, bro? What the rapid testing is only for Elon Musk?
I don't know.
Come on, man.
Joe Rogan has the technology.
Well, no, the technology exists. It's just that it would cost too much because everyone would run to it. Maybe workplaces, every office should. I don't fucking know. But at this point, dude, I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen.
Oh, that's interesting.
Well, did we speak to George about the Great Reset?
No, we didn't.
George, how come you haven't brought this to the table? Your man Trudeau said
No,
he's
we
all
spoke
for.
about this on Wednesday.
Okay. It was with you that we spoke about. Okay,
Some other news coming out of Quebec very quickly.
tell me.
We like the nonsense coming out of Quebec, so we're going to stick with that. Yesterday, again, there was an announcement made that the Quebec government will be pulling out of the talks to help finance the airport station for the REM. So for the people who don't know, who are unfamiliar, the REM is the Réseau Express Métropolitain. It's a light rail network that was announced back in 2016, 2017. Basically, it's this huge project that will connect, the South Shore, from the South Shore all the way to the North Shore, crossing obviously through Montreal. And the key element in this project has always been the connection to the airport, right? So this is a high-speed rail that's going to get you, I don't know, like I'm in Brossard. It would get me from Brossard to the airport like in 15, 20 minutes. Right?
Monorail.
So it was a huge project. So this station, it was agreed to be funded by the airport. But back in August, they announced that due to the whole situation around COVID and the sudden halt in the revenue, that they were no longer able to finance the project, and they temporarily stopped all the construction work until a loan option was negotiated with the different government levels.
Wait, hold on. Who was financing it before?
It was the Aéroport de Montréal. It's the society that manages the airport. They were going to pay for it.
Oh, the whole thing?
The station that goes to the airport. Exactly.
Oh, just that station. Okay.
Yeah.
And you tell me the
But
airport couldn't afford it with burgers that cost
there's
$47 at
nothing
the airport? They
happening.
couldn't afford it.
They've taken the hit like everyone else. They had
Yeah.
no money. So they said, listen, guys, we can't continue. We need the governments to give us a loan. And eventually, when things go back to normal, obviously, they're going to pay off the government. I mean, this is not a grant that they're asking, right? It's not free money. So yesterday, Quebec announced that it was pulling out of those negotiations, stating that it has already invested a great deal in this whole project, and that since the airport falls under the federal jurisdiction, well, then it's Trudeau's government that should take care of, that should front the cash, right? The Quebec government shouldn't be spending more money. Obviously, they were quickly criticized by Ottawa, as well as from the city of Montreal, saying that it would make no sense for this project to exist without a connection to the airport. So some believe that this can also be a negotiation tactic that Quebec is using for, I'm not sure what exactly, but it's just strange. It's just sudden like that. They're stepping aside, right? Whatever the case may be, I just think that this project will, not only bring value to Montreal, but it's also going to bring value to the suburbs that are connected through this project. So I really don't understand where things went wrong and why the government. I just think that the government should stop playing games like this and just front the cash, get this project going. I mean, for the first time that I can remember, there's this huge, massive project that is actually advancing according to the schedule, to the timeline. So, let's not fuck it up. It was announced that by mid-2021 this will be functional. Let's just make this work. Give the fucking money.
Also, this is in all the entirety of this is huge for the city. Like that's a big move for us going into the future, because there's a lot of people in certain places, north, out east, also that there's no good method of transit to get to places. In a mega city, it's a little unacceptable.
Every major city has some sort of public transport like this that connects airports downtown. Every major city has this, except for Montreal, of course. So this was a huge project. It was announced back in 2016, and like I said, it's advancing so well, because there's a private aspect to this. It's the Caisse de Dépôt that is funding most of this project, so it's advancing really quickly. I mean, I don't understand. Like, it doesn't make sense to me that there's no station at the airport. I mean, let's not fuck this up, man. You know what I mean? Let's not take a good project like this and, embarrass ourselves. I mean, I don't know.
I don't know. I think we need it. I think we need a lot of these little upgrades of the city. Like, when I fly different places, like in the States, dude, like, you ever been to Atlanta's airport?
No, never.
Holy shit. The airport is a city. Yeah, the airport is a goddamn city. Yeah, like, everyone invests in their major cities, the infrastructure. And here, nothing. Like, it's so stupid. They'll put money in dumb things. Like, we were talking about the signage before, right? Make sure that it fucking doesn't say pasta. Shit like that. But stuff that you're going to make money off, right? The infrastructure being upgraded is going to benefit businesses. It's going to benefit the local economy.
It's going to benefit everyone. Think about it, man. You're living in Laval. It's going to go up to De Montagne. You know what I mean? Like,
it's not even a real place.
Think how long it takes you to come from Laval to downtown to work every single day, and think now that it's going to be taking about 15, 20 minutes.
I see what you're saying. You're saying, is there a way to keep the Lavalers at bay?
Yeah.
Stop them. Perhaps a fence of some sort.
Maybe a wall. Build a wall.
Also, Laval, it's interesting that they haven't stepped up their game a bit since they're doing the condos, they're doing the malls. They haven't stepped up their business sector so that they wouldn't need to send so many people down to Montreal. They could start being more self-sufficient.
That's happening in all suburbs. Like, look at down here in the South Shore. I rarely leave. I mean, everything we have is here. It's been developing consistently over.
I mean, Laval has all that, but the business sector is still downtown Montreal, so a lot of them still work downtown Montreal. It would be interesting to see Laval upgrade.
That's how it works in general. Like, the big problem isn't retail. I mean, you're going to open plazas and all that stuff to keep people kind of shopping locally up in Laval or in the South Shore. But in terms of office spaces, I'm not so sure the businesses are ready yet to put their address in the South Shore or in Laval. They want a foothold. They want a presence on the island and obviously downtown, which makes sense. But now, with this, since you can, predict that the mobility is gonna be much better, why not have an office down here in Brossard? Even the corporate world, you have a meeting downtown. If you know that you can make it downtown with this train in 10 minutes, why not? So I think it's going to develop a lot the regions or the suburbs. Even the West Island now. I was talking with someone in the West Island, some elected officials over there, and there's a lot of urbanization going on to allow for commercial and office spaces to be built there because of the connection to downtown.
I like the idea of that. I like the idea of mini cities propping up so that it'll reduce congestion in each of them. You know what I mean? Keep people. Also, it's easier for people, man. Like, imagine living in the West Island and every day you have to make that fucking commute to downtown.
I used to work in the West Island when I used to live at home, and I mean, we're talking about Park X.
Yeah.
Sources,
which is central.
Yeah, I mean,
Park X is the most central spot.
Yeah, it's the most central spot. So just from Park X it was just always a mess, whether it was in the morning, in the afternoon, in the middle of the day, at night. Like, it was just always a freaking mess to get to the West Island.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't make sense to me from Park X to make it like in about an hour to the West Island. It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense. When in normal, I mean, how much time does it normally take? Park X to the West Island, you grab the 40.
20 minutes.
You can be there in 15, 20 minutes, right?
Yeah, if there's no traffic, you go at night, 20 minutes.
Yeah. Imagine
it's
that,
all
man.
fucked up. The
An hour, to get to the West. Come on.
Yeah, it's absurd. That's what I'm saying. If you had same thing whenever I drive up to Laval, I always think about that. I go, they have everything here. If they would have business centers, like a business district in Laval, they'd be set.
Yeah.
They'd be set.
Yeah.
They kind of sort of. I've seen some office buildings here.
Oh, no, it's not the same. But there's office buildings everywhere. I'm talking about actually having a business sector so that companies, they don't mind having their address as Laval. Because that's the big thing is a lot of countries. Like, I remember me when I was working for tech companies. I would be like, hey guys, I could get us a way bigger space. We could do much more with it, way cheaper, closer to Park X, centralized Montreal. And no. We want to pay 10 times the price to be in Old Montreal because of the address. So when people come, we say we're in Old Montreal. And I was like, yeah, that's why you're bad at business.
Yeah.
That's why you're bad at business because you don't get that, especially when people come out of town, they don't know the difference.
Yeah.
You're in Montreal, they don't know the difference. What they're going to remember is how cool the place was. Yeah, okay, the neighborhood looks nice. But are you going to be able to sustain that kind of rent? And no, the company that I'm talking about went out of business a few months after I left. It's a stupid waste of money.
Because you see that in Toronto. I think we had that conversation already. The fact that they're not, their downtown core isn't divided by rivers like it is over here. I mean, Montreal, whether you go north or south, you're clearly no longer in Montreal. You're crossing over a bridge, right?
Yeah.
The fact, if you look at Toronto, what's happening, the downtown core has expanded so much that you're in 40 minutes out of downtown and you're still saying, I'm in Toronto. I'm in downtown Toronto. Because it's all mental. You're there. It's just mental, expanding. Yeah. It's growing. And you can, I don't know what the suburbs are called over there, but whatever. You're driving into Toronto and you're like, wow, nice. This is amazing. Beautiful looking downtown. And then you get to the real downtown.
The real downtown is kind of shitty. It's kind of dirty.
I like Toronto downtown. It's nice. But all this to say that there's so much development that they don't necessarily want to be downtown. They can, the core has grown to the point where it's acceptable to be 40 minutes outside and still consider it Toronto, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's the GTA,
which is something that can never happen in Montreal because it's literally another city.
The GTA is something else. The Greater Toronto Area and downtown is two different things. That's like here, Greater Montreal. It's not downtown Montreal.
No,
Greater Montreal just means all the cities around it together.
Yeah, no,
Greater Montreal includes Laval, South Shore.
Oh, I was gonna say something stupid.
I know. I was watching. I was like, he's gonna dig that hole.
Never mind.
Yeah, Greater Montreal is all of them around, right? All together, one. Yeah, the mega city,
the GMA,
which isn't really a mega city. We're not that mega. No, we're not that mega.
No.
People are only now discovering podcasting, so it's not.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah,
I can attest to this.
Yeah.
But how small do you feel when you travel to big cities, right? Like, because you've lived your whole life in Montreal, right? So the idea of the mega city and the downtown is what we have downtown. You can walk across downtown in a matter of 20 minutes. you know,
Yeah,
walk-
well, that's what happens to me, especially before COVID, because I was traveling a lot. In the States, it happens so much. I'm like, oh my God, this is absurd. Like, I'll be like, yo, this is like a crazy, area or a crazy downtown. Like, this isn't downtown.
Yeah.
This is a suburb.
Exactly.
Let me show you downtown. And they'd be like, what in the fuck? They're living in the future.
Yeah, it's like this reality check, dude. It's
Yeah.
like you try. Of course, New York is in a league of its own, right?
New York is different, but New York also, it's one of the old cities, right? So we're one of the old cities
I don't
too.
know I haven't been to LA, for example. I haven't been to Miami.
LA is
So I'm
nice.
imagining that these fucking cities, you go to downtown Miami or downtown LA, it's like Montreal is nothing. It's a fucking.
But
Yeah.
LA, what people think of downtown and what is downtown LA is a little different, because I remember, like, when people think of, oh, I'm going downtown, like, it's not where the Hollywood sign is. It's not Hollywood. That's not the downtown area where the financial district is, like, and the Staples Center, all that is a different area, and it's a whole different feel. Like, that's how big it is. Like us, we have to have them all in the same place. Them, it's at two different areas. If you're talking about Hollywood, you're talking about like Staples Center type area, but the Staples Center type area and like just a few blocks after, like, there's financial district area type of place, and then there's homeless people in shopping carts, like right there. Like, that was the first time, it was when I was staying in that area that I saw like the craziest homeless people was in LA, and I was like, what the fuck? How are they here? Like, there's people in suits every morning grabbing Starbucks coffee and going to making these $1 million deals, and then there's guys in shopping carts taking shit on the floor. Like, right, I was like, in Montreal, it's weird. You don't see that type of excessive contrast at once.
It's there. It's there.
Oh,
It's
no.
just-
Next level homelessness in LA. It was
Yeah.
something else. Yeah, I thought it felt like a movie. It felt like you were watching a play.
God damn.
Yeah, it didn't feel real. Like, it was very,
Well,
very excessive.
LA is known for their problem with homelessness. I mean,
It's known to them. To me, it was fucking new. I was like, what the fuck? Like, is this guy joking? Like, who just stops, takes a shit, and keeps walking? Like, I've never, I've never seen. I had never seen that before. I had never seen that anywhere else. Like, it's not a here you'll get the characters, and here the difference is so much that some of the people downtown are like regulars, like them.
yeah,
like-
exactly.
Oh, there's the fucking no teeth Samson or whatever the fuck. Like, them here by name. There, it's just it's like a village. It's crazy. Yeah. All this to say, George, do you think we're ever going to be a real city?
I think we are a real city. It's just that when you discover what other real cities look like, Montreal becomes it suddenly becomes a village. I saw that when I was living in Athens. I mean,
Athens is fucking wow.
yeah, and like, I mean, it's not like you're downtown, like, because they don't have skyscrapers because there's earthquakes and all that stuff. So it's not your typical image of a downtown.
But it's nice.
It's beautiful. It's chaotic, and it's gigantic.
Yeah, I like to describe it as it's kind of like New York, but with Albanians.
And
That's
without the
actually
build,
very precise.
Thank you. I'm very good at just describing things to a T. So I saw that in the chat, Ustid Poof had wrote that because he works in the mall now. He goes, working in the mall right now sucks. 1,000 times a day, you got to remind people to put their fucking mask on, stop eating, and clean their hands. It must get fucking old because they're packed, dude. I don't know if every mall is packed, but here, Rocklands, you don't want to go in. Like, you're like, oh, I can't handle this right now because I got so used to these months of not seeing people. I don't want this. I'm out.
yeah, I'm worried too, man. I think I told my wife that we're gonna start shopping now for Christmas. I don't know if we can
Do it online.
If there's time to get it online, to get it delivered. 'Cause
Amazon.
It's getting, Amazon. So I think that's what we're gonna do. I really don't feel comfortable walking into a mall. Mind you, over here, I mean, the Champlain Mall, it's not the busiest either, right?
I don't have to shop. I don't have money this year for gifts, so you're all getting dick.
Also, apparently the Eaton Center is dead. So that's a nice mall to walk around in. But how are those businesses going to survive?
They're done. They're all getting boarded up. We're past that. It's gonna be all.
Have you been around the Eaton Center?
Yes.
lately?
Yeah, it's dead. It looks like a movie.
You can't access anywhere.
Yeah,
It's just
zombie apocalypse.
it's
Because the
roadwork
construction shit is
everywhere.
still up, so you can't drive close enough, and no one's walking towards there. It's dead. It's dead. It's a ghost town. Yeah.
That's sad.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the shit that we're not really thinking about is the long-term effects of this. If they decide tomorrow, all right, everyone, here's a vaccine, it's over. It's not really over. The repercussions of everything that happened, dude, jobs-wise, it is.
The domino effect.
And how are people going to pay for everything after this? Like, that's what I'm thinking. Like, if you don't have a job, right? So let's say you have to pay your rent. You don't have money for rent. Okay, if you don't have money for rent and you can't pay rent, then the guy who has the building, who has to pay mortgage, isn't getting money in to pay his like it's a whole trickle effect.
Yeah, it's a chain reaction.
It's a chain reaction. Yeah, there's a lot of shit that's still going to go wrong. We're not out of the woods yet, sir.
Yeah, but fuck, man. Something just popped into my head. Because of the chain reaction and the long-term effect. Michael Bay is releasing a movie.
Okay.
That's set in 2024.
Right.
And now there's a COVID-23.
Yeah, that's in the movie.
Yeah, and it's showing the long-term effects of all this. So it's gonna be an interesting movie.
It looks like a cool movie. Yeah, people were offended by it.
Why?
People said it's too soon.
What?
Yeah, people are idiots, Poseidon. Yeah, time makes it better, apparently. It's too soon. But of course you're going to stay relevant. You're always going to talk about something that's relevant to people now. I think it looks like a cool movie.
Yeah.
I like the people that are in it. I don't give a shit, this whole too soon thing. Too soon, but the funniest comments are, COVID is nothing to be put in a movie. We shouldn't, it's not an art thing, it's a serious thing.
Are they fucking retarded?
Have you not been aware that there are movies about the Holocaust?
Yeah.
You fucking dummies. Like, what are you talking about?
I think, well, the stuff that I read was mostly like, ethically, like you're taking advantage of the situation happening now.
No, you're not.
To profit from it because you're making a movie.
No, you know how that's not taking advantage. That's you creating art based on the reality we live in. You know what taking advantage would be? Selling people fake vaccines for money. That's taking advantage of the situation. This is not taking advantage. This is what's happening around me. I'm going to talk about it.
Yeah.
Do they tell rappers you're taking advantage of violence in your streets in order to make an album? No, they're not taking advantage. That's the reality. That's what the art is going to emulate.
Yeah.
This is such a leap. So stupid. You goofy sons of bitches. But people don't want to say it sometimes. They don't want to say the truth. They just jump on board like, yeah, it's true. It's too soon. What are you talking about? It's too soon. There's O.J. Simpson. O.J.'s alive, and there's movies and books about him. What are we talking about? What are we saying here? 9/11. There's movies about 9/11. Dude, they made a movie about Cheney. They made a movie about Dick Cheney, right? Vice?
I want to watch that. Have you seen that?
Yeah, I've watched Vice, yeah.
Is it good?
Here's the thing. I don't know what mesmerized me. I like the acting. Like, it's very spot on. I was like, God damn, they really casted this well. Christian Bale put on a shit ton of weight.
I love him. That's
Dude, he's a good actor, man. He's a very, very good actor. He takes this shit seriously. And it kind of, I think it makes Cheney look nicer than his goblin self. This guy's a piece of garbage, but it does touch on a lot of stuff. But yeah, I'm just saying that they're making movies about that. Actual violence, fuckery. You're gonna make movies about this for sure. I guarantee there's poems written about what's happening now. There's gonna be graphic novels because that's reality. That's what you're gonna emulate. You're not making fun of the situation. It's so intense. Dude, I had an idea about I'm not gonna do it because I don't know how to make a zombie film. But I had an idea about the COVID-19. I thought it would be a good story, like a fictional story. If you find out, because you're like, we don't know the long-term effects. Everyone who dies, fucking 6 months later, they come from the dead, and that's the zombie uprising. It's a cool story, right? I'm not making fun of anyone. I just think it's a cool.
Nobody really died.
Yeah. That's why they were nervous, the Chinese, because they knew about it. They were testing before, and people kept coming back to life after. So that's why they were welding the doors shut in those apartments. It would be a cool story, fictional. But I wouldn't do it to make fun of people. I just think taking what's happening and making a story around it is fun. It's not but people, dude, are so sensitive now, and everyone wants to be a victim. It's the same thing that's happening with this liberal girl, Emanuela. They're just like, oh, this is unacceptable. Well, she apologized.
Yeah, but at the same time, politically, man, it's a big mistake. She should have known. She
should have known better, but it happened. What do you want to do? We're gonna keep mulching over the same shit? It happened.
Well, that's what politics is, man. They've taken advantage of it. They're gonna be banging on this for at least another week or two.
Yeah,
for sure.
We need something to happen. You want Poseidon to come out with a sex scandal? Take the heat off her.
Poseidon's like, which one? They're already taped.
Poseidon comes out and says, I had sex with Justin Trudeau. We both had blackface on, so it was cool. You know? And that's all. That's the headline. Poseidon has sex with the Prime Minister, both in blackface. And she just sends him a text. Thank you.
You saved me. Who was it that put up? Was it you that put up that meme there? The politicians with the youth face app thing.
Yeah. Oh, it was
youth
him.
filter?
It was him. It was Poseidon.
Oh, man, that was
What's
fucking
youth
funny.
face at?
Yeah, the what you put the politicians, how they look younger, and Trudeau's black.
Oh
He's a
yeah.
Oh man, that was funny.
It was a good time, yeah. It was a good meme. Yeah, I'm glad that people don't forget they still call him out on it. Because I'm saying by this logic of nothing is forgiven, you did something in the past, small or big, you should be canceled forever. How is he still prime minister? It doesn't, the rules don't seem to apply to everyone equally. And I don't think they should, by the way. I don't think that he should not be prime minister because he did blackface a long time ago. I think the blackface is ridiculous. It's so stupid that he thought it was going to be cool. But I think he shouldn't be prime minister because he has a track record now of imbecility and ruining the country. That's why. It has
Not
nothing to
just
do with-
imbecility. Fucking criminal organization type of
That
shit.
is true. The whole we shit is bordering on criminal
let's
now.
not
With
forget.
the hiding the documents, refusing to play ball. Is now he's in criminal territory. Can we be honest about that, George? I know you like the guy, but can we be honest?
I never said I liked him, but yeah, you are right. There's a lot of fishiness. There's a lot of fishing, and also there's some documents that disappeared, right? That were supposed to be given to the committee. We haven't spoken about that, but I read something about that.
Yeah.
Some documents were destroyed.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, I heard Poilievre. That's his name, Poilievre, right? Talking about it. It was like he posted little videos on Twitter and shit. He's like, they're supposed to give us the documents today, which means tomorrow, which means that now the documents, let's say it was 10 pages, now we only got 6 pages. What are they for? Like, they keep fucking around, which is criminal. Like, how are we allowing? Are they using the pandemic now just so they could avoid talking about this?
Yeah, actually, very interesting with that guy. Maybe we'll talk about it on Wednesday because I got to run. But they're coming out with a story because his wife, they met on Parliament Hill. His wife was working as a staffer. They met and they got married. They have kids, whatever.
Oh, good for him.
And she's the media is all over her because they're like, oh, you know, she only got the job because of Poilievre, and there's a conflict over there, and what is she doing? And you know what I mean? So I don't know why they're targeting his wife, but a lot of nonsense. But I'm gonna look into that. Maybe
I don't like them targeting the man's wife.
You know, imagine you met your wife. I don't know. You're in politics. You met your wife in politics. You fell in love. You got married, and then you became someone prominent in your party. And they're like, "Well, excuse me, why is your wife working for that person? And what's going on? Is
She
there
was
a
already
conflict?"
working
Like,
here.
dude, she had a job fucking before we met. You know.
Yeah.
So it was a whole issue this week. But anyway,
Are you trying to tell us, George, before you go, that politicians are cocksuckers?
not all of them.
That's what you said, and we'll agree with you here at the morning show. I definitely endorse that statement. Most politicians, cocksuckers. All right. So, George, thank you for joining us this morning. We appreciate all the news you bring us. We appreciate the grounded approach you bring to this circus of a morning show. And we will see you again on Wednesday. However, Poseidon, why aren't you playing the goddamn... I don't understand why you're touching it. Just play the fucking music. Just play the fucking music. Yeah, there we
I
go.
wasn't sure.
They could find it. Well, we're plugging him, so that's when you play the goddamn plug music. You could find our boy George doing his thing on Just Us Dads, a podcast about fathers for fathers who don't like mothers. It's a good show. It's a bunch of fathers talking about having children and what it's like raising kids in the 21st century in the middle of a pandemic. It's fun. It's insightful. It's Just Us Dads, wherever podcasts are sold. Also, the Backstage Podcast. Head over to George Tadizzo's website. Links in the description. You can get the Backstage Podcast where he catches politicians and other prominent societal figures backstage and uncomfortably interviews them. The Backstage Podcast. Links in the description. Thank you, G-Funk. Thank you for joining us. Patreon.com/Pantelis for all of my stuff. Poseidon is back tomorrow at 4 p.m. 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with In Bed with Poseidon, his conspiracy show, where he talks about various conspiracies. People seem to like it. I hate him and his show. Patreon.com/Pantelis. You can watch it. New episode of The Intellectuals dropped this week. It is basically an hour's worth of Poseidon and Guido fighting each other, hating every minute of it. It's awkward. It's like it's Curb Your Enthusiasm level awkwardness, but you can't look away. It's kind of like a car crash, I guess.
Yeah.
Patreon.com/Pantelis. What are you doing with your lives? Support the goddamn movement, the Pantelis Nation. All right, this shit is not gonna be around forever. They're gonna find a way to shut us down soon. It's gonna happen. There's no way they're gonna keep us up. We keep talking too much shit. So while you can, support the Pantelis Nation. Patreon.com/Pantelis. All right. Oh yes, people are asking. I did not forget. I said it in the beginning of the show. Movie night tonight, 9 p.m. You got to be a patron. Patreon.com/Pantelis. Join us for the Patreon exclusive Discord server. or channel rather.
Yeah.
We don't know what the movie's well, I know what the movie's gonna be tonight, but you guys don't know. It's a surprise. It's a good movie. It's like last week we had fun with Big Trouble in Little China. We're gonna have fun this week as well with another good movie. So movie nights. We're spending almost every day together, I think, right? Like with the fans, there's always something.
Yeah.
If it's not 2 Drink Minimum, it's Pantelis Podcast. There's morning shows. There's French casts. There's a French cast right now on the Patreon. Us and Yann Terriot, the legend killer, Yann Terriot. French cast. It'll be up available. I think I'll release it at night tonight for everyone else to see. But if you're a patron, you already got it because you're in the cool club. Welcome aboard.
Yeah, it's every day now.
I'm recording a podcast later today with Danny Polchuk
Uh-huh.
for the Pantelis podcast. I think I'll release it probably Monday. But obviously, Patreon's going to get it tonight or tomorrow morning, whenever they get it.
Very nice.
Very nice. So, Poseidon, let's see what it says here.
Hold on, I'm gonna bring it up.
He wants payment in advance to pull a Fit for Life on us, yeah. Get your yearly memberships and then Pantelis has shut down. How funny would that be? It's just me be like, I'm starting a podcast in Afghanistan, bro. Just leave it. What are they saying? Best money I have ever invested in a podcast is you, Pantelis. Thank you, Death Roll. I have been examining my competitors, and I'm not scared to say this. God damn it, I produce way more shit alone than they do with teams. Right, Poseidon? Like, God damn, what are we even talking about here? It's not even a discussion. It's not even a debate. We're fucking killing the game.
Every day we have something.
Yeah, but nobody's doing that. They're like, oh, twice a month we'll release something. You give us $10 a month. Twice a month. Bro, there's twice a day sometimes that I'm dropping stuff. What are you, crazy? Get the fuck out of here.
I'm gonna be back in a second.
Are you going to take a shit?
No.
You're going to go touch your nose? Okay, go.
Go my
Get out
nose.
of here. Get out of here. That's what the chat is saying here.
Hold on.
all
Why
right.
did they censor, before I go, you're a man? Why did they censor that? Is it because it has the word man in it?
Maybe, I don't know. But YouTube censors certain people. I've noticed in the chat, I have no option, which is fucking annoying for Sundays because I always have to look. I have no option to just allow all comments.
Yeah.
They keep censoring most of the comments. And I used to think it was if there's a swear word inside. But then it looks like they censor specific users, it gets really, that's what I'm saying is the censorship is excessive.
Yeah.
So, and what I say about they're not going to let us, I don't mean just us. I mean in general, podcasts like us, any podcast that you like, basically all the good podcasts, there's no way, I can't see it. The way they're censoring everything now, there's no way they're going to allow us to operate freely in the future. You know, they're going to deplatform and then just keep everything that's safe. You know, like what's the deal with doors? You're going to have to deal with that kind of shit. So that's what I'm saying. Support the independent stuff. Support everyone who's doing it on their own because if you want good comedy, we're basically it. We're the last ones left. Like it's all these independent stuff. Like you go to Compound Media, Gas Digital, that's what's left. I mean, Rogan too, to a good extent. Rogan set himself up top notch because he's in the mainstream, but he still does whatever he wants. But that's rare. They're not going to let us all do that. Right? A lot of us are just going to have to figure it out ourselves. And not everyone has a Poseidon. I got a goddamn Poseidon, which helps. He's an asset, really, because he'll do anything. He'll break the law. He'll assassinate. Oh, I'm getting a message here. He's good. We need to have a good Poseidon around. All right, so what's the chat saying here? Alberto's dropping $5. Alberto, you're already on the Patreon, bro. You don't have to drop goddamn $5. You don't have to drop $5. Goddamn you. But we appreciate the fact that everyone's jumping on the Patreon lately. It's because what I want to move towards is the more, like if we get enough people on the Patreon, we might stop doing mostly public. It'll be mostly Patreon. And then we'll drop a couple of stuff so that the public sees what we're doing if they want to join. I want to have it more and more like a private club. Because I'm kind of getting tired of this fucking censorship, getting messages from fucking YouTube. This video is demonetized because you're talking about stuff. It gets annoying. Like words, and it's not even swear words. They don't like topics. You know, like you're not supposed to talk about COVID-19. You're not supposed to. Like, what do you mean you're not supposed? That's what's happening in real life. Why are people not allowed to talk about it?
Yeah.
That's the kind of shit that pisses me off. Like, I understand if you're out there saying, I don't know, COVID, the way they're saying is a hoax. If you start licking people, you're going to get special powers, or if you murder your neighbor. Okay, I understand. That's fucking crazy and dangerous. But if you're just like, yo, let's discuss what happened last week, that shouldn't be illegal.
But also, there's the positive also to people saying that, right? That means who'll believe it. If you lick people, you get superpowers.
Let them start licking people so we know who they are. Eliminate them.
Exactly.
That's fucking funny.
You know?
Yo, Steve, you licking people? hop into this Indian ambulance.
It's like those clowns that did the challenge, the licking the ice cream buckets. You remember that shit?
Okay, guys, let's talk about that. Okay, and not just that specifically, but how sometimes this generation has these trends where it's literally fucking over strangers. You know what it reminds me of? Do you remember the other thing where they would just punch strangers in the back of the head?
Yeah, I remember
They
that.
would sneak up behind them.
Yeah.
That is some garbage stuff.
Yeah.
I don't mind anything, basically, like comedy-wise. Like you know, man on the street interviews and you're fucking around, you're joking. That's all fine. But to put people at risk, to punch punching old ladies in the face, and then they would get knocked out, fall down. They'd rob them, and they would have them. These kids are so stupid. They would videotape it and then put it online and then get caught.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying do it and don't get caught. I'm saying don't do it. Like, these are innocent people.
Yeah.
These are innocent fucking people that you're punching. And the same thing with the ice cream, the licking. Like, I don't know the fuck you have, and also, like, there's no respect for food. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't do that. Dude, I worked in restaurants, and I had shitty customers. Never in my life would I fucking attack the food. Never. That's like something there's a line.
Yeah.
There's a line that you're like, guys, that's a fucked up.
The rule is you can do whatever the fuck you want, just don't harm people.
Yeah, don't harm people. Don't fuck with their food.
You know
And don't fuck with old people. Don't punch unsuspecting old people in the fucking back of the head.
That's the only rule for everything you do in life.
Yeah.
Whether it's a job, you know what I mean?
Oh, remember the Tide Pod challenge too? At least them, they were hurting themselves.
Yeah.
But so if you want to keep doing the Tide, if you have to keep one of them, keep that one.
Look, but honestly, in their defense, because I have Tide Pods at home too.
Are you gonna say they're delicious?
They do look delicious for some weird fucking reason. They look like really tasty candy. I'm not gonna look.
Do us a favor and try a couple.
No, I know it's not. I'm not retarded. You know what I mean? That's questionable still at times. But like, just looking at it, it looks delicious. I can't explain it.
Like, we have, because in the chat, Marco's saying they do it for clout, right?
Yeah.
So we have, because I'm an idiot and I wasted all my money here. We have technology. We've got camera. We got a lot of stuff, and we could go out and do crazy shit for clout, right? We don't even do that stuff.
Yeah.
We sit here and do fucking podcasts. We could do some crazy shit on camera.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna put people's lives at risk. Are you fucking crazy? I'm gonna start punching strangers.
Yeah.
What are we, fucking nuts? I feel bad.
Yeah.
I'll make fun of strangers. I'm not gonna fucking start punching them in the face, licking their food and stuff.
Yeah,
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, that's retarded, bro.
Yeah, it's completely insane, bro. There's Catherine Ginsburg dropping a Dixie. By the way, I've noticed, because I'm looking at Catherine's profile pic here, I've noticed that anime and in general, a lot of like video game art and stuff like that, again, rising to prominence. More and more people are like, yo, these are the video games I like.
Well, even some OnlyFans girls dress up like anime characters or video game characters.
But you know what that means? That means that now it's permeated. It's no longer a subculture. It's permeated the culture so much that you all know the reference.
Yeah.
Right? Like slowly at the beginning, when I would give Metal Gear references and have like a boss or Snake, people, more than half wouldn't understand what I was talking about. And now almost everyone gets it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's permeating the culture. I remember my joke on stage where I referenced Metal Gear Solid, where a comic told me, you shouldn't reference Metal Gear because people won't get it. And but when I was doing it, every time I would say the line, people would fucking laugh. They would get it. Some people would even clap. They'd be like, oh shit, I get that Metal Gear reference. You know? Women and men.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to see that stuff. You know which one I'm talking about? About the emails?
Yeah.
Metal Gear Solid, that one, yeah. So I wouldn't, I even said in French.
It's interesting to see that it's permeated. Why do you think that is?
I think it's expanded this year because when people were stuck at home more and they had that stuff available, some people went back to their old shit. They're like, let me go back to video games. Let me start playing more. And then they remembered and they got the references. And also Netflix has been pushing a lot of anime. So let's say they push a shitty anime, but then it just reminds you of, oh yeah, anime, let me look back into this. And then you get into it, and then that's what happens. I think the free time made people go back. So they started talking with their friends. Yeah, because a lot of people told me, like people that I wouldn't expect, like, oh yeah, you know, I was bored at home with my wife, so we put on my PS2 and we started playing this game. And I was like, get the fuck out of here. He's like, hey, it's fun. We sit around, we play this and that. And I remembered, I forgot how many games I had, all this stuff. And it's interesting. I like, it's fun to see, like, just coming back into the culture a bit.
Fuck, do you remember memory cards?
Memory cards.
Oh my God.
People now complain about, oh, my 1 terabyte is not enough, which it's not. I understand games are so big, but do you remember
8 megabytes?
Do you remember having to save? And it's like there's not enough space on that memory card. You're like, oh fuck, I can't delete something now. What do? Do I just stop playing the game, or do I go out and buy a memory card, put it in?
Yeah.
Because if you have to delete something and you can't from the menu, you couldn't back out, delete, and go back in.
Yeah.
So now you're fucked. You're like, what do? Do I go buy a
I
memory card?
remember.
You call your friend, you're like, bro, bring me a memory card. I need it for an hour.
Yeah. Oh, bro. And we used to have those cases for memory cards. We used to have like 18 of them.
I never had 18 memory cards.
Legacy
I always had 2 memory
Legacy had an insane amount of memory cards.
cards. I only had 2 memory cards, and I would have to delete what.
Yeah, I had them, but I wasn't organized with them, so I'd lose them.
No, but I would be. They would take up a lot of space, like some stuff. So that's why I would have 2 memory cards. But and one wasn't official. One was official. I got it when I got the PlayStation. The other one was just like a random ass. Remember the unofficial shit that would come out?
Yeah.
I would have one of those.
I remember some of them were different colors too, blue, red, see-through ones. You remember that?
Yeah, they had some cool little gimmicks.
Yeah.
But now Xbox is doing that, right? Because with the new Xbox, they have those little. Have you seen those memory cards you put in the back?
No.
Yeah, they're mini hard drives. You slide it like a memory stick.
No.
Yeah, like a memory card rather. You haven't seen it?
No.
It's not like the PS4 where they have the proprietary SSDs where you would go and replace, and you can still put an external one. These ones are those little cards. You buy them from Microsoft, and
No way.
yeah, but it could be like a terabyte.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, that's bananas.
I don't like that though. We're in the future. Give me a goddamn system that has enough fucking memory on it that it could carry the games.
Well, hold on. How much do these memory cards cost?
Probably expect like $150, $200. I don't know. It's like
Oh,
because they're terabytes. Think about it.
Yeah. Me for my PlayStation, I have 2 hard drives. One of them is
Me too. I have the external one for the PS4.
it's 1 terabyte, and I have another one as a just in case. It's 2 terabytes.
I like how Amazon keeps sending me messages. Black Friday deals. No. It's like, bro, nobody has money, bro. Like, I don't care if it's fucking Purple Friday. Like, what are you doing?
Oh, Guido was telling me something the other day that's very interesting. Over this past year, the year of 2020, nobody has money, but 2020 has been the year that has had the most money pass through us, through humans. He was reading this somewhere.
Oh, well, that makes sense because a lot of people sold. A lot of people, do you know what I mean? So it makes a lot of sense, but it doesn't mean that it went through us. That's one thing. But actually having
and also expenses like paying stuff. Like I was at a dealership the other day, man, and they told me, I'm like, so how's business? You guys must be suffering this, that. It was an old dealership I used to work for. I was just shooting the shit. I got something for my car fixed, and they were telling me no, all the sales went up.
That's fucking interesting. It was funny because someone was telling me, oh, winter, because I always complain about hating winter. You're going to fly to the countries that you're allowed to fly to, like you're going to fly down south. And I was like, I didn't even know we're allowed to fly down south. But also, what part of there's no fucking money, like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, but sales are up. You know why?
Yeah.
So many people who were making less before the pandemic, now they're making $2,000 a month easy. And then employment insurance, they go lease a fucking car.
I don't take any of those government stuff.
But not just that, they don't. They explained something to me.
Wait, but I don't know who's allowed and who's not, and they make it. I don't want to get in bed with the government. You know what I mean? Like I don't want the government in my business.
I don't blame you at all. And also, they told me another thing is the people leasing the cars now. They don't want to take public transit anymore because they're scared of this whole thing. So they'd rather just lease it 3-4 years. You know what I mean? So that's why their sales have gone up like crazy.
Oh.
Imagine, bro, working at McDonald's full time, you were making $1,600 a month net if you're lucky. And now you're making $2,000 net.
Is it still like that?
And then employment insurance after.
Is it still like that though? You're still
yeah.
Fuck, that's insane, bro. First of all, at McDonald's, what's fucked up about those jobs is that you work full time, $1,600, bro. You know what a pain in the ass job that is?
Yeah.
You know how much all those fast food stuff, all the shit that you deal with a lot of assholes like public, you know how much that takes out of you, bro?
Oh, yeah.
That's why those jobs, you need to do them when you're young.
Yeah.
So you could learn.
Yeah.
And then you're like, I got to do something to get the fuck out of this because I don't want to deal with people. That's why. Because it's soul crushing.
Well, I lived it, man.
Yeah. No, we all did. Dude, I remember working at Harvey's. I had a lot of fun stories at Harvey's, though. But this was high school.
Yeah.
And then the corporate world has its own fuckery, too.
Yeah.
That's where you deal with, like, passive aggressive people.
Yeah.
Who you see I don't know if they're just not comfortable in life, or I don't know. They had a lot of maybe they had a shitty time in high school and they take it out on you passive aggressively.
Yeah.
But you see people that are just not happy to be adults and just be living life,
Yeah.
and they have to deal with that nonsense. You have to deal with their garbage. Like every job has its own
Well, it's
positive
funny.
and negative.
The most recent one that I had was double soul crushing because it had both worlds. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That corporate cocksuckery
And these shitty, small-minded people.
Yeah, exactly. So it was double the like I feel like I'm just recently just starting to breathe again.
Yeah, people. It's funny because we don't put in a society, we don't put all the respect where we should put the respect. Because the way you live now, like let's see the comforts that we have that we don't think about, like the fact that there's no shit in the streets, there's no garbage, this and that. Like the respect, you're like fuck, man. The people who pick up the garbage, those guys.
Yeah.
Just imagine them for a month being like, fuck it, we're not doing it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
But
Like
they get paid very.
No, I'm not saying we don't pay them enough. I'm saying society-wise, you don't think of, oh, that's a necessity. You know what I mean? But it's a super big necessity.
100%.
Look, imagine a plumber, bro. Imagine like the not having a plumber. They don't exist.
Yeah.
Like shit like that, bro.
Yeah. Janitors.
Janitor's huge. Janitor here, if you don't fucking take out the trash for 3 days, like all this stuff, I feel like that's the kind of shit we should be pushing more for the future. And hand jobs. I like hand jobs. Jobs that you do
for that.
Jobs that you do with your hands, bro. Electrician, mechanic, this and that. That's what they should push for more. Because everybody's trying to be a marketing administrator, specialist. Shit. Like, what are you talking? How many of you fucking assholes do you think we're gonna need?
Do you know why I think that is?
How many propaganda ministers do you think we need?
You don't have movies and shows about a badass janitor.
No, well,
You know what I mean? You always have the movies and shows where they.
Well, that's a different. Now you're talking about semantics of. That's just a story that hasn't been written, but also like that's kind of stupid. It will be goofy. It sounds goofy. You don't have a badass fucking podcast producer either. That's not because people hate. I'm just saying that doesn't fit in the narrative. That's just stupid. But there probably is. There's probably. I mean, look at the Toxic Avenger. He's a hero. He was a janitor. Yeah, so that's.
Or look at the movie we watched, Big Trouble in Little China.
That's a good movie.
That one, I wanted to be a truck driver after that.
What are you talking about after that? You wanted to be a truck driver when your dad told you to be a truck driver. And then when he said that he possibly murdered a hooker in Arizona, then you started to pull back.
Oh no. I was thinking of because he was giving me the numbers on this, the amount of money if you incorporate and stuff like that. He was giving me the statistics of the amount of money you can make in a very short amount of time. So I was thinking of being in and out, but I'm like, fuck, I'm young. You know what I mean?
So I wanna find an article here. So the New York Post, which was reinstated, was the Post or the Times that was fucked up? I think it was the Times maybe. Oh, there we go. Yeah, the Post. No, the Post was reinstated. Okay, because I saw something come in my feed yesterday and I was laughing so much. Apparently, a family was complaining because a man who died after falling off a 10-foot ladder, his death was ruled a COVID death because the doctor said, "Oh, it turns out he had COVID-19," and they're like, "Yeah, but he may have had it. It clearly isn't what killed him."
Oh, that's insane.
Yeah. So his family was super pissed. Like, what are you guys doing now? Like, don't rule it a COVID death. He fell off a 10-foot ladder. That's why we brought him here. They're like, yeah, but blood test said that he had COVID. So yeah, I've been reading some fucking funny articles. Like, people get mad. I like the doctors doing shit like that. What's going on here? Turkey. Oh yeah, people are upset in the States about Thanksgiving.
Really?
Yeah, because it depends where you are. They're changing the rules around. No, don't go see your family. Don't go. And people are fucking. They've been through an entire year now of this fuckery.
Yeah.
So they're just super frustrated. Disney may release Pinocchio and Peter Pan and Cruella straight to Disney Plus. Well, yeah, because they can't release it to a fucking theater. Obviously, they're gonna. Why is this news? I don't understand. Like, what do I care where they fucking release it? That shouldn't be on. That should be on an entertainment website.
Oh, another thing that is closed is movie theaters.
Yeah.
Movie theaters aren't open. What do you think is going to happen? So when a big studio or production company releases a movie now, do you think, because there used to be, what, $12 to go watch a movie? Right?
Yeah, 12, 15, depends.
12, 15, yeah, it depends where you go. Do you think they're going to do the same thing, but they're going to be, do you think like Netflix, Disney Plus, all these big streaming companies are going to become the middleman now? Kind of like movie theaters where...
Well, they are. They've been for a while.
No, but where you could pay... You could kind of do the... when they release something, it's $5, and then you can watch it and if you don't pay the $5, then you can watch it for free in like a month or two.
But that's what's happening. That's what just like Disney. Their movies, Mulan, everything comes out, you pay for it. And then if you
Oh, I
don't,
didn't
later
know
it'll
that.
be
No.
on Disney Plus. It'll be on all that shit. Yeah. You could rent, like if you want, you have like, what do you have, Crave or Prime or whatever? You have Prime.
Yeah.
You could go rent Mulan now. Or you could go watch it on Disney Plus. But you have to pay for Disney Plus.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what they're doing. What else do you think they're going to do? Of course, they're releasing, dude. They were holding on to movies thinking it's going to open up, it's going to open up. But as soon as they figured, oh shit, it's not going to open up right away,
Okay.
they started just releasing them on streaming services.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's gonna be wild.
Let's see what's going on. I'm a video game lead tester. Work from home. It's awesome. Oh, I was a game tester too. I was a test lead as well. Yes. I'm a man who wore many hats in his time. You ever think about that? You ever think about all the shit you did, like jobs-wise, and you're like, fuck, man, I lived different lives.
Yeah.
You thought about that or no?
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
'cause-
I think about. Yeah, I've thought.
well, actually,
about
you
that.
mostly wore the same hats.
Not really.
Yeah, they weren't that different, your hats.
They
Just
were-
thinking about it now, yeah.
They were pretty different.
Really?
Yeah.
How? You've been in sales.
Yeah,
did
sales, but all the in between jobs.
The in-between job is not a hat you wore. Like the in-between, the stuff that you did for a month and then quit, we're not counting that shit. We're talking about like tangible.
Uber
This
driver.
was you. This was you.
Uber driver.
You did that for a while too, yeah.
Yeah, I did that for a few months.
Yeah, so you drove cars, sold cars, rented cars. Like your big thing has always been around cars for the past couple of years.
Interesting.
Yeah. So it's always sales related. You're selling something,
Yeah,
but you've driven cars, you've rented cars, and you've sold cars. That's pretty funny.
that's interesting.
Yeah. You're a car guy. You like cars, a
I
lot.
love cars,
You know a lot about cars, yeah.
No,
Yeah. How did you like Uber driving?
hated it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought you would have liked it.
Here's the thing. I like the freedom of it, but fuck, I hate people.
They were all shitty.
Fuck, half of them.
Ah, that's not good.
One couple I picked up once. They
Took a shit in the back seat.
no. They were practically about to have sex in the back seat. She pulled his dick out. Yeah. And was about
What
to
the
suck his
fuck?
dick. Yeah, she was about to. I heard zip, and then she was about to suck his dick. I'm like, "Are you guys okay back there?" And then I hear zip again. I was like, "These motherfuckers, these motherfuckers, bro." I was like,
No
I was gonna get out and
respect.
beat the shit out of them, bro. I don't give a fuck, bro.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck if they gave me 1 star, bro, because I beat the shit out of them.
No fucking respect,
Yeah,
eh?
this one guy wanted me to speed through downtown traffic, bro.
Oh yeah, I remember you telling me that. It was like,
Like,
fucking.
just stupid requests, bro. Like,
Because I heard I have friends that do the Uber Eats,
yeah,
and they told me they don't mind it. Because especially now it's contactless, a lot of it.
Yeah.
So they pick up, they're alone. You know, they listen to music, they drop off the food, they get it, they go, they're good.
Yeah.
A couple hours a week. But you're right. If you have to deal with people directly,
Yeah. Like, you see the couple, I wouldn't have minded them if they were making out or whatever, whatever. They had a nice dinner. But to have sex in my backseat while I'm driving, like, go fuck yourself, bro. Slip me $100 bill, bro, first before I let you do that.
you would let him have. It will cost you more to do the cleanup. I wouldn't.
No,
I,
wouldn't.
I wouldn't let nobody cut.
No, I wouldn't.
You wouldn't thoroughly clean your back seat.
I would clean it myself. I'd put on some gloves, mask, everything, and shampoo it
Oh yeah,
myself.
you're a savage. You okay?
Yeah, I'm an animal, bro. You don't know me.
No, I wouldn't want people having sex in my back seat.
Slip me a brownie, bro, and then I'll let you do whatever you
Ah,
want, bro.
no. Get the fuck out of here, or you're gonna fuck in my back seat.
And
Get
then
out
I'll go
of
see
here.
the Albanian guy, bro. I'll scream at him a bit, give him a Dixie, bro. I made $90, bro.
Nah, yeah, I wouldn't want them having sex in my back seat. It's too much, because then you gotta waste time going to get it cleaned. Like I remember my old car when Dano vomited in it.
Oh,
Did you hear about this?
yeah, you told me a few times.
Yeah, it was. I told you a few times.
Yeah,
I was gonna tell the story, but I don't know if anybody wants to hear it.
say it. It's a funny story.
It was early on in my comedy career. We were going. That's actually when I met Andy Pitts that night. So I was doing comedy, but I was doing. I wasn't I wasn't a professional.
Mm.
So there was Andy Tenderloins had hooked us up to go to Kingston to go to what's it called there, the comedy club in Kingston. The fuck's it called? Absolute comedy in Kingston. And I had never been, so I had finished work. I was working full time now. So finished work, and I was going to drive there, meet Andy Tenderloins there. He was driving with his girlfriend at the time. And I was going to drive there, meet him, do our set, and then I was going to drive back. So Andy Pitts was headlining that weekend. This was like a Wednesday night, I think. And so he went to try out some shit. So as I was going there, like I was about to leave Park X, I forgot how I got into contact with Dano. He's like, what are you doing? And I was like, oh, I'm going to drive to Kingston and go do some stand-up. He's like, get the fuck out of here. He goes, I want to come. It's a road trip. You know, it's fucking 2 hours, whatever. What is it, like 2.5 hours? So I was
Ottawa?
like, no, Kingston.
Oh, sorry.
So I was like, you sure? He's like, yeah, I got nothing to do. I'll come with you. So we drive. I remember we stopped by a Denny's on the way there. You know, we were eating. So he's been eating all day. Then we get to the venue. He starts drinking. You know, he starts buying drinks. He's boozing it up. Then he starts smoking weed.
Oh, no.
He's been drinking, eating, and smoking all day. So that's why I met Andy Pitts. I did my set, and Andy came to talk to me. He's like, oh, fuck. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, that's a good... I got a lot of good feedback from established comedians that motivated me to keep going at the time. Because him, too, he's like, what the fuck? Where are you going? Like, that was a good set. Like, how long you been doing this? And I was like, I'm just doing open mics and shit. He's like, oh, fuck. Like, you're good. You could do this. Like, you had a lot of good bits. And he wanted me to hang out with him and stay that night. But I was like, I can't. I got to drive. He's like, why? Because I have a job in the morning. He's like, get the fuck out of here. You're going to drive back to Montreal and then, sleep for an hour, take a shower, go to work? I was like, basically, yeah. He's like, you're a fucking animal. So I was like, all right. So I grabbed Dano. He grabs like a burger at like this chicken shop or whatever the fuck. We're driving back. And he's being quiet towards the end of the trip. I was like, what are you doing? He's like, bro, I feel sick. I think I'm going to puke. I go, if you're going to puke, let me stop the car. And then he's like, okay, fine, I'm good. I'm not going to puke. So we're driving. We're just getting back to, like, not just Quebec, but close to Montreal. Like, we start seeing lights. You know how for a certain portion there's no lights out? Now there's lights, so you know we're in Quebec. Doesn't this motherfucker explode, starts puking on himself. What the fuck are you doing? Well, what the fuck are you doing? So I pull over on the side of the highway. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? We get out. He's like freaking out. I go, what the fuck? So I go in the trunk and I grab, the big black garbage bags.
Yeah.
So he takes off all his clothes. He just stays in his underwear.
Nah.
Yeah, we put all his clothes in the garbage bag. He's just in his tighty whities. It was hilarious. We put garbage bag on the seat and a garbage bag over him, you know? So he's sitting there and I'm like, you fucking going crazy. Like, you fucking puked all over the car. He's like, oh, fucked up. I'm sorry. And then we're driving and I remember he looks at me and like he's all sad. I'm like, well, what are you doing? What are you thinking? I was like, I've never been so embarrassed in my life. And the most embarrassing thing for him, I think, was when I stopped in front of his house. It's the middle of the night now. What time did we get back? 3 o'clock in the morning. And him grabbing a garbage bag, wearing a garbage bag, running up the stairs. You know, it looked so fucking hilarious. But yeah, he puked all over the car. So then what I had to do was I spent like an hour outside, like washing. I took all that. Then I had to go in the morning to the car place, pay them to clean it twice because the smell wouldn't leave. The vomit went in the speakers. He had to, bro. It was a whole, and it was a relatively new car at the time too. It was the old car.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, it was, he really fucked me over.
Fuck.
Yeah, it was fucking crazy. I remember that time, yeah.
They are so nasty.
Yeah, but I remember doing that trip. Like, what a stupid thing to do. Like, I had a job. I had a full-time job.
Yeah,
and I was driving just to do fucking 10 minutes of comedy. Just to do 10 minutes, I drove to fucking Kingston, I remember. But it served me well. I met Andy. He was a good dude. And also, it was one of those motivating times. I said, like, when he didn't go compliment anyone else. It was just to me, he's like, yo, where do you perform? Like, that was...
Well, there you go. That's why it's not stupid, I was going to say.
No, like, stuff came out of it, but it was definitely a stupid decision. You can't tell me it wasn't a stupid decision. To finish full day of work, drive down to another city, do a stand-up, come back, clean the car in the middle of the night.
That to me is not stupid. That just means you're ambitious.
No, it wasn't ambitious. It was there's nothing. There was no goal.
Oh,
like that's what I'm saying. Is sometimes you say stupid things. That was just an addiction to comedy. It wasn't ambitious. I wasn't like I'm gonna try and perform at the open mic at the open mic night. I was already booked. There was no ambition in it. Yeah. Fucking idiot. It was just goddamn. But I used to do a lot of that stuff, man. Drive far away just to do stand up, hours, and then come back, rush, get ready for work. Yeah.
So you really love the art.
Yeah, I don't think that's debatable because I don't think anyone was thinking the contrary. I always did, but it was just when you think back all the times I did stupid shit like that, like fuck, man. Yeah, drive far too. I would drive all kinds of places. Because here it was limited, right? I do a lot of stuff downtown, but especially in English, there's not that much you could do.
Yeah, exactly.
So I would go around trying to just get the reps in. And it's weird because I didn't have a goal. That's what's fucking crazy. I didn't have a goal. Like, I got to practice this much in order to do this professionally. It wasn't even that. It was just like, oh, I get to do stand-up.
Yeah.
You know, I never thought about, like, the end goal. And then I was just doing it. And then now when I look back, I'm like, Jesus Christ, who in their right mind working? The craziest time, though, when I first started doing stand-up, because I was working full-time in the day, and then I was going to Concordia University at night. And then after Concordia University, I would go do.
Oh goddamn, you're an animal.
Yeah, I remember that because I remember going to what is that place on Guy Andrews Pub or whatever. So I remember working, and I was already tired all day. Working at VMC, I think it was. And when I went back the second time after EA, and then going I went back for like 2-3 months, and then going to university, and then leaving and walking down the street at 10:30 at night to go in to do the mic over there. Yeah, it was fucking. And I was always tired, every day tired, winter, night, because I was basically I was always working my whole for years. I never had time off. Like I was just sleeping, waking up, doing the same thing, going. Yeah, it's crazy. And the winters here, they were fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah. The craziest was in the beginning because I didn't have a car. When I first started doing stand up, so it was the metro bus everywhere, and then rides from people. So you're working, you got to meet here. That was crazy times. That was like I'm thinking about it. Like I wouldn't have the energy now if you told me to redo it again. It was fucking brutal, bro. I think I was just on excitement. I was running on excitement. I was just having so much fun. I wasn't thinking about all the in betweens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking about sense.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking about all the in betweens. And I remember we have Gigi in the chat, says everything happens for a reason. Gigi was there too. The first night I did an open mic at the Comedy Nest. Yeah, he had showed up like a lot of people from EA, a lot of people from Park X. Like, oh, he's gonna do stand up. This fucking guy. Let me go watch him. Like, cause a lot of people found me funny and they were telling me for years to try to do stand up. But I remember the first time a lot of people had showed up, and then that made me nervous. I was like, why are they fucking here? Like, I just wanna, just wanna bomb in peace and then never do this again.
Yeah.
And then, I went, I didn't bomb, and my whole fucking trajectory changed. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
What a weird life.
Yeah. You think about it sometimes.
Think about it sometimes, and then fucking COVID came and ruined the world.
COVID fucking.
You want to hear another funny thing? You remember last year we were talking, Mike was booking for us to do the Asian tour.
Yeah.
Would have been Mike. I would have done me and 2 Drink Minimum, Japan, China, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then fucking COVID hit.
Yeah.
Fuck. Yeah, that's crazy. So 2021, we were supposed to go do shit in China, Mongolia, Japan. What was the other one? Thailand or some shit? There was a couple of other places.
I think Nam.
Was it Vietnam? Yeah, I think it's Vietnam,
so.
something like that. Yeah. There was wherever there was expats. Yeah, fuck.
Or South Korea.
I don't know if he said South Korea, but I remember he was planning that. He was booking all that shit.
Yeah.
That would have been fucking crazy.
Bro, that would have been.
I was only excited for Japan.
Yeah. I want to see Japan.
I really want to see Japan.
I actually want to live in Japan for like a month or two in my lifetime. I want that. I really want that.
They apparently they say that me and you, if we go down there, people won't stop looking at us. We look like out of place giants.
Obviously.
And they're really, really racist. So we're gonna have it's gonna be fucking hilarious.
Yeah, it's gonna be funny.
They're gonna be yelling at us.
But me, it's not.
Don't touch me, Whitey.
It's not because of that I want to go down there. I want to go down there just to experience that world. It's a different
universe.
Exactly.
The neon signs.
Yeah, I want to.
Oh,
bro, I was playing Yakuza Miami the other day. It's a free game that came out on PlayStation. I'm like, fuck, I would love to experience that for like a month or two.
Everybody's bowing. Is there a bow limit? I want to know. Like if you bow.
Are they really all bowing?
And then I bow. Yeah, you bow, bro, out of respect.
Oh.
And over there, I'm a giant, bro. I'm Godzilla. You fucking better bow. But if you bow and then I bow and then you bow and then I bow, like where does it end? Who gets the last bow? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, let's say if the guy's like out of respect, he has to bow the last, right?
Yeah.
But he bows first, and then I'm like, oh, you bowed. I too will bow, and then I bow, and then he's like, oh, this motherfucker, he thinks he's gonna get the last bow. I'm gonna get the last bow. Bow, 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 and he bows, and then I'm like, oh, another bow, all right, and then I bow, and then he's like, this motherfucking Greek, and then he bows, and then I'm like, all right, well, I will bow again, and then it keeps going. Like, what's the bow limit?
That's a nice sketch.
You think it's because where's the bow limit? Like, do they have how people want to get the last laugh? Like, you go in before me or stuff like that. Do they have that with bows? Because if they do, I'm gonna fuck with someone.
That would be funny. Actually, even if they don't, that would be funny to put that in something. It's like Canadians saying
after
sorry.
You. Yeah, after you. No,
I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry that you're sorry. Well, I'm sorry that you're sorry that I'm sorry. I'm sorry about the whole thing.
Yeah, like
no, but I'm sorry about everything. No, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm sorry about the genocide of the Native Americans. And like, wait, what? Yeah, that would be interesting.
That would be funny. That would be a nice little sketch to do with a Japanese person.
I want to bow. Yeah, something like. But fuck, Japan would be crazy.
I would love to live in Japan for 1 or 2 months, like I said.
Apparently, it's a different planet.
Yeah.
They have vending machines that sell women's panties.
Okay, not
Used
for that.
panties. Used panties.
Not for that.
Yeah, their sex culture way different than ours.
I find that very disgusting.
Yeah,
actually.
you know why? Because it's completely alien to ours. It's completely not in our norms.
Yeah.
So you can't get used to it. You either have to be in it or like you have to be into it or you're not. You can't ease into that. I guess you could ease into it if you live there, but not instantly. Like to me, it all sounds crazy. Like cartoon porn, tentacle porn, all that shit sounds crazy to me because I
that's
haven't been
insane.
immersed in it. But I'm sure if I grew up with it, it would just be normal.
Yeah, probably.
That's what happens. You're a product of your environment.
Yeah.
I don't have that. But I remember, dude, little things surprised me. In Amsterdam, what surprised me was the vending machine style. Like there was burgers, like 3 a.m. You're out of the clubs, all that. You go and there's a whole wall. It's like a giant vending machine. It's like the outside of a burger place. And you put in your change and you could buy burgers on plates.
God damn.
Yeah, and on the other side, in the restaurant, they're cooking them, they're putting them in there, and they're like, okay, G6, and you open it, and you take the burger.
God damn.
Yeah, and then they have, like, vending machine, what is it, cars in, like, certain places, what is it, Abu Dhabi or some shit, where you could buy cars and, like, it depends where you go, there's a whole different universe.
Man, fuck. That's one of the main reasons I want to be rich in life, is I want to take a year or a few years, however long it takes out of my life, to literally travel the world. I want to see everything with my own eyes.
Yeah, I don't want that. I want to be rich so that I can do all the shit that people want to do but can't. Like tell presidents to go fuck themselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I want to be like, if I'm gonna have this loot, we're all gonna win. We're all gonna enjoy this one. You know, and I want to be that guy.
Yeah.
I want to be the guy that goes around and just does like fucking right. Yeah, goddamn right, he did that. Like that's what I want to do.
Yeah. Let me say adventure.
Because what's the point? Everybody's done that. Like the adventure. I know you want to see the world and shit.
For myself, I don't give a fuck. I don't
About other
want to
people.
document it. I don't care what other people have to say. You know?
No. Me. I would like to do the shit that like I shouldn't be allowed to do, and normally like super wealthy people won't do, and then I show up. That's why I want to be that guy.
Yeah.
Like fuck, who invited him? He bought a ticket. That's what I want to happen.
God.
Because that's fun. That's historic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the White House Correspondents' Dinner. I'm there. That's fucking funny.
That is funny.
That's not funny. Shut up, dummy. Like, come on. Sir, we're going to have to ask you to leave. I made my point. You know? Like, there's something hilarious about that shit, you know? There's something very, very hilarious about that. The man, what does he say about you? The man sleeps with prostitutes, but the dirty underwear is gross. Yeah, she's right, though. Your line that you draw is very, very weird.
Yeah, but the prostitutes I've slept with have been...
That's not true. You literally just said a story about the opposite of that recently on a 2 Drink Minimum episode.
Which one was it?
The one that came was the wrong person, a different person, but you were like, I've already committed. And you were like, she was disgusting, but you're like, I already committed to this. She said it was one of the first ones that you ever went with.
Oh, yeah, that. So I'm going to tell you, one has been disgusting, that first one. And then the other one, she wasn't disgusting. She was just missing her... I spoke about this. The middle of her nose.
Oh, she was a cyclops. She was a nose cyclops. you said. Yeah.
Nose cyclops. That's
Just
the
one
only,
giant nostril.
Yeah, that's the only two. The first one was really disgusting. That second one is really not disgusting. Just visually, it was kind of disgusting. But apart from that, I've been very picky, even with the women I fuck in brothels.
But the one nostril thing is kind of fucking funny.
And I don't just go based off of looks. I also go based off of vibe. Chemistry.
Hold on, I'm gonna read this because it sounds stupid. TikTok star Charlie D'Amelio loses 1 million followers after personal chef video backlash. I don't know what the fuck that means, so we're gonna see. Charlie D'Amelio has hit a major snag on her way to 100 million followers. The 16-year-old TikTok sensation, who boasts the highest follower count on the popular social media platform, goddamn, appears to be the latest celebrity to get canceled. You canceled a 16-year-old girl? Let's see for what.
What?
Yeah. She's hemorrhaged 1 million followers. Whatever. If you have fucking 100 million, 90 million, that's not a big deal. That's like if you have 90 people and you lose one. Fuck them. The petty drama started when the D'Amelio family posted a video on their YouTube channel Monday that went viral for depicting a cringe-worthy dinner table disagreement with her parents. Mark and Heidi, her sister Dixie, fellow TikToker James Charles, and personal chef Aaron May, not to be confused with Stephen February. The controversial clip, let's see, the first in a series called Dinner with the D'Amelios, contains a scene where May, that's the chef, is explaining the background of the dish he has served, which includes snails. It's classic paella, and it's actually an omen of good luck and fortune, he says to the D'Amelio family, who reside in Norwalk, Connecticut. Oh, they're Connecticuters. I've been to Connecticut. Liars, Charlie scoffs with arms huffily crossed. So she's like, all angry. Okay. Dixie, who has 43.8 million followers of her own, taste tests the snails, then convulses, gags, and runs outside to vomit in front of May. I threw up. That was not good. The 19-year-old says, oh, this one's 19. That was a very dramatic scene, her mother replies. Charlie then asks her personal chef, who has been showcased on the Food Network and inducted into the Arizona Culinary Hall of Fame as Chef Extraordinaire. That's the title I'd give myself. If she could dine on dino nuggets instead. Can I just have nuggets? Okay, I get it. Let's see, another groan-inducing scene. That wasn't groan-inducing. They didn't like snails. Who gives a shit? They're kids. They're kids that didn't like snails and asked for nuggets.
So now they're canceling 16-year-old girls. What I take from this?
Yeah. Basically, another groan-inducing scene features Charlie whining that she hasn't hit 100 million quickly enough. Okay, she has 99.5 million. Okay, she'll get there, bro. As of Wednesday, and is now down to 98.5 million. Who gives a fuck? I just wish I had more time to imagine if I hit 100 million. 95 million is not enough for you. So this is it. So they think it's cringeworthy and mean because she told the chef, ugh, snails. Okay, she's a child that doesn't like snails. I don't even like fucking snails.
Who the fuck? French people like snails.
Yeah, like French from France, by the way. Yeah, what's the big deal? That's why she's getting canceled. She's not gonna get canceled. You think kids are gonna get? Kids are gonna agree with her. They're gonna be like, yeah, fuck, I don't like snails. I prefer nuggets too.
Man, it's this whole fucking cancel culture bullshit. That's fucking censorship bullshit. Oh, did you see who was who went to court?
My buddy Mike for a joke.
No, but they faced the Supreme Court. I think Mark Zuckerberg and somebody else.
Oh, you're talking about Jack Dorsey of Twitter?
I think so, yeah.
For what?
For basically what they've been doing.
Oh, like the antitrust stuff and the censoring.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's a little crazy. I know they're overdoing it.
You know? Like, bro, like...
Oh, I have a question.
Yeah.
So yesterday, I mean, obviously they're going to say this, but all over Twitter was like, we have enough evidence. It looks like certain states might flip. Well, I don't know if they flip because technically nothing's official yet. So even if it flips to Trump, technically it wasn't officially Biden. The media is making it seem like it was, but it wasn't. Here's my question. You were allowed to bet on the elections, right? So a lot of people bet on Trump and a lot of people bet on Biden. The people who bet on Biden and the gambling sites that paid them out already because the media came out and said Biden won. If this flips, I understand people getting money that voted that bet on Trump because he would, let's say, win. What about the people that were already paid out in the millions, let's say, for Biden? What happens? Do the gambling sites lose all the money? They have to pay, basically, they've already paid the Biden, now they have to pay the Trump winners?
Yeah.
And then what would fucking happen? Are they going to ask for that money back? Like, what
how are they going to go collect from so many people?
What's going to happen? Do they go bankrupt? Like, what the fuck? I was thinking about that yesterday because someone said, because I saw a gambling site that said when they said the Trump stuff is not done yet, they might overturn certain key states or whatever. And a gambling site said your bets are still being honored. Because I guess that gambling site hadn't paid anyone out yet. Because there's no official word yet.
They waited until January.
Yeah, but then I thought, okay, what about the guys that jumped on board and already paid Biden out? If they overturn, which I think is very hard to overturn an election, but I'm just saying, if they overturn it, what the fuck happens?
They're fucked. They got to pay out twice.
How crazy is that?
Because how are they going to go collect on so many people they already paid out on?
Yeah, it depends how much money you made. Like, if you gave me 10 G's, and because the media said it now, they're over, I'm like, fuck you, bro. I had nothing to do with this legal proceedings.
Exactly. Yeah, the media said they won, bro. What the fuck? I didn't know that. I'm just a person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Fuck who you. And then come collect, bro.
I do remember one time I got money during one of the Euros for betting on a Greece game with fuck, which Euro was it? was it when we faced Germany? I'm trying to think, but it was basically what I had bet on was a couple of stuff that I got right, and then the bet that was controversial, like the bet that I got into an argument with, was it said who's going to score more, and who's going to score more goals, and it was on one side Samara, and on the other side it was a player from the other team, and then I picked Samara to score, and he scored that game, but they weren't giving me my full payout. And I was like, what the fuck, why not? And apparently, because the other player didn't start the game, he was on the bench. I go, that's not my fucking problem. That's not my fucking problem.
What?
Yeah, I go, that's not my fucking problem. Like, that's your problem. You put him on as the counter. I picked the right one. I don't give a fuck whether he played a minute, 90 minutes, or he sat on the bench jerking off. You said who's going to score more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I won.
So
Yeah,
what happened finally?
They didn't give me the full money.
Oh,
Yeah.
scumbags.
Yeah. Fucking assholes, bro. This was when we faced Germany. Remember we lost 4-2, I think? I think it was that game.
Yeah.
And then they went to face Italy, and Italy smacked them around. I think, and then Italy went to the finals against Spain. I think Spain won, if I remember correctly.
Italy only smacking other countries around in soccer.
Yeah, it was. But yeah, I remember that too. I was like, what the fuck? Why am I not getting my full payout? It's like, oh, he didn't start or he didn't play. Well, it's not my fault. You put it up. Like,
Yeah.
that's a crazy thing. That's nothing to do with me.
That's insane.
Yeah, because you wouldn't have paid me out the other way. Like, how come when there's a situation like that, it's always in your fucking favor? It was mise au jeu.
Because the house
Yeah.
always wins.
Yeah, there's some. I remember there was some fuckery there. I didn't get my full payout, and then it's like, what the fuck is going on? And the excuse was, oh, he didn't play. He didn't start. But that has nothing to do with me. Like, it should just be a direct payout. This guy scored more than this guy. Like, what if he got injured in the first minute? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I wonder what's gonna happen now with the Biden stuff. I wonder if it does get flipped. Fuck, imagine that. First of all, if it gets flipped, man, people are gonna lose their shit. Because people have committed so much now.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be. It's gonna be fires started. But you know what's crazy is
I predict something.
is the right losing. Let's say the Republicans lost. They didn't start any fires.
Yeah.
Isn't it funny that if it gets flipped, if it's the other way, then the other side that's supposed to be progressive is going to start a civil war?
I think that's what's gonna happen. And I already know how the media is gonna paint it.
Yeah.
I already know how the media is gonna paint it. They're gonna say that their democracy is being stolen from them.
Yeah.
Like they're cheating basically.
But basically, if they do discover fraud enough to overturn it, then technically speaking, aren't they saving the democracy?
Yeah.
By
but that's
fixing
not how,
the errors of fraud.
Gonna paint it.
I know that. I know. And
Because the media is,
it's so crazy.
So you're gonna have a large portion of the population.
And are we gonna get in trouble because that company that's behind, like that's in the middle of this, Dominion, the voting counting thing, they're Canadian. They're based out of Toronto.
Yeah, they came out of Toronto.
Are they gonna start saying that Canada try to fuck with the elections?
Well, no, because it's unless
we find out Trudeau's behind it.
Imagine, oh my God, bro. Like the charity.
No. Why are you getting us involved,
he has
bro?
like a stake in it, bro.
Yeah.
Fucking guy, bro.
Yeah.
But imagine, I think only if the government has like a large, if they own a large portion of that company, then yeah, they could say that Canada tried to fuck with their elections. But apart from that, if it's a privately owned corporation,
It's got nothing to do with us.
it's got nothing to do with us.
I was just thinking about the betting stuff for the companies that already paid out to Biden winners. Because then the Trump winners, if they would be flipped, they'd be like, hey, you owe us money. Right?
Yeah.
And then what are they going to say? Oh, no, we already paid it out. No. You paid it out too soon. That's your fucking problem. You owe us money.
Yeah.
Yeah, people are going to be fucking fighting if that happens. They really do lose their shit. Yeah, it's going to be crazy now because you've already committed. It's kind of like, think about if your team wins a championship and then a month later, you're like, actually, we found out that, they paid off the refs. It's being reversed. The other team is getting the championship. There's going to be some fucking...
Oh, man.
You invested, you bought shirts. We're the champions. Yeah.
Fuck, eh?
It's going to be fun. So imagine that, but a country.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fucking nuts.
It's
going to be nuts.
bro.
Though I am interested to see what's going to happen just because I'm so curious what was discovered, what they found, and how is this going to affect future elections everywhere in the world? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's very interesting. I've never seen that happen before in my life.
It's going to be nuts.
Like, because I understand with the Bush thing and Gore, it was one spot specifically, and then you have this fuckery there. But this is...
6 states.
Yeah, this is huge. You know, so if there's fuckery there... First of all, who didn't know that the government or any... People in general will fuck around. Human beings are fuckers.
Yeah.
but it's just you don't expect it. You know, all the other countries, as much as they like to talk shit about the U.S., everyone's jealous of the U.S. Like all these other countries that talk shit, they wish that they had what the U.S. has. They wish they had that freedom. They wish they had that constitutional republic. You know what I mean? Freedom of speech. They wish they had that. That's why they love Hollywood movies. They love they love American culture, and most of the shit they talk is out of envy.
Yeah.
Why should you have everything? Because you wish you had everything. That's why you say that. So this is going to be weird for everyone because despite it all, they all also assume that, no, if the Americans did it, if the American government did it, it's going to be done properly. So to show how fallible the system is,
Yeah.
it's going to fuck with a lot of people too. They're going to be like, what the fuck? So if they're fucking around, imagine what's happening in our country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see. What is it? If they pay for Trump to win, the odds will suck for a while and they'll make their money back by Super Bowl time. The house never loses. Yeah, he's right. So they're going to make their money back at some point. But it just would suck if they already, what I'm saying is if they already paid out for the people that bet on Biden winning. Yeah, and if it gets overturned, that would be fucked.
It's funny there's this location where I get my coffee from.
Yeah.
I started going back again, but in very low doses.
Okay.
On the board, it's written December 14th, Trump wins election.
How? Well, it's different because there it's just whether they're happy or not. There's not that many consequences.
What do you mean?
Like whether he wins or not, the consequence there is happiness or sadness. It's not the end of the world.
Oh, yeah. No,
we're talking about these giant companies, these people that are going to fucking riot, goddamn, the repercussions are going to be crazy. But if he's the rightful winner, then fuck it. If he's the rightful, if it gets proven that it's true, then he deserves to win.
But deep down, we know.
What?
We know they cheated.
But
Deep
there's
down.
but here's the problem with that. There's a difference between fraud and rigged elections. Because if right now you hate Biden, let's say, and you're working at these polls and you're trashing all the Biden votes, that's fraud.
Yeah.
They didn't rig it. They didn't tell you Poseidon do this. You're just a fucking imbecile, right? So there's a big that's what I'm saying is like there's a difference between fraud.
I have a new theory of what could happen.
You get what I'm saying though, right? You get what I'm saying.
Here's if it does happen that it gets overturned.
Yeah.
Biden and all these fucking criminals, they're not going to jail. The little man's going to get blamed again. So
the little man for sure is going to get blamed,
you're
bro.
Gonna have all these other people that are probably going to do time. They're going to pin it on. They're going to have a scapegoat.
Yeah, dude. Presidents have ordered drone strikes. Dude, Hillary Clinton has ordered drone strikes that has killed innocent children, and nothing's ever going to happen. These people very rarely ever get touched. All these politicians, the backlash never gets to them.
Yeah.
Look at Prince Andrew. Look at all these people that were on Epstein's flight log. You ever hear anything about Ghislaine Maxwell?
No, we stopped hearing about it.
Stop hearing about her.
God damn.
Stop fucking hearing about her. There's a giant sex trafficking pedophile ring. It involves the biggest stars in Hollywood, politicians, people of interest all across the world. We finally have someone that has all these documents. We're going to get the info out of her. Nothing.
That's sus.
Yeah. Epstein, cameras went down, security fell asleep, and he killed himself. Oh, so cameras magically go down when he kills him. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, that all makes sense.
It's all sus, bro.
It's super fucked. Anybody that ever talks shit about the Clintons commits suicide before court. Yeah. That's all. It's just these guys are just very lucky.
Bro, Bill Clinton, bro. How many times was he on the flight log?
Yeah, Clinton was on it, but they were friends, so obviously they were going to be on the flight log. But all of them, bro, it's all fuckery. Don't trust these people. They're scum. Anyways, having said that, Poseidon, cue the music.
Oh, it's 57 already?
Yeah, we had a nice subdued end of the show. A nice little calm last hour, just shooting the show in the morning show. Friday morning. We're not done. The show is done. But Poseidon and I will be back 9 p.m. for the patrons. 9 p.m. on the Patreon Discord. It is movie night. We'll be watching another movie tonight. Tomorrow, Poseidon will be back with his hit podcast, In Bed with Poseidon, at 4 o'clock in the p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sunday, we'll be back at 4 p.m. with Pantelis Live, the flagship show of this channel, your favorite show of this channel, Pantelis Live, Sundays. Phil, who just walked in, you're late.
We're doing this? What's going on?
No, we're done.
Sorry, guys. I was in a meeting. I just wanted to say hello. And remember, head over to patreon.com/Pantelis to get more hot garbage, which most of it doesn't include me, just like this episode.
Yes, most of it doesn't include Phil. But Phil did drop an episode of Fill My Hole yesterday where he reminisces about the good old days, when he looks back at his films and at his old commercials,
Fighting the good fight against the
and he
Nazis.
hates them. He hates. You always hate the past for some reason, of the past of work that you've done. So patreon.com/Pantelis, 2-drink minimum. We'll be back on Monday night, 8 p.m. on that channel with a new episode. We're back all week next week with morning shows, podcasts, movie nights, whatever you want. Patreon.com/Pantelis. Thank you, guys.
Welcome.
Links are in the description.